welcome to Heelcast, episode 31. I am Oscar W. Pritchett. I am being joined by your da, Gary Bradshaw, and I'm afraid she's not your ma, Sophie Arneson. And,
everyone wishes that was their mama.
And it's that time of the year, time to do our
It's that time of year again.
top 10 favourite films of 2018. We're doing things a bit differently. We're making it a Heelcast as opposed to just a video, because these videos may as well be a Heelcast.
We go off topic that much.
No, we're still sticking with topic.
No, but we go on a little ramble.
It's at length, these are. So, yeah, and of course, a bit of, preface as always. We live in the UK, we get different release dates to America, so that's why films such like The Favourite, Green Book, Beautiful Boy, etc., all those are not on this list because they came out in 2019. However, films such as from last year that you might be like, where were those on the list? Like Lady Bird, Three Billboards, Shape of Water, Phantom Thread, all that lot. They came out in 2018 for us, so you might see them pop up in there. Another thing, this was a really hard list to make, I think. Simply for the fact that I saw 89 2018 films.
So many. I'm going to check out my watch.
I think you saw like 88. I saw like one more than you.
Lists. 2 seconds. Are you including...
Not shorts.
Not short. Oh, I don't know then, because mine... I've just got a list of things I watched in 2018.
I think you saw...
And I've got like 98.
I think I saw one more than you, like feature.
Probably.
I think
Yeah, you went to see Wildlife and I didn't.
Yeah.
I took my mum to see Bohemian Rhapsody instead.
Again. Well, you did,
time.
yeah. You saw it for the second time. Your mum didn't.
Yeah.
So, and also,
a massive Freddie Mercury fan.
and also, was this like this year's Greatest Showman, where it's just never going to go off cinema?
I think so. Well, the Greatest Showman was on again the other week, wasn't it?
Really?
Yeah, it was
for
on.
a sing-along.
Sing-along on like a couple weeks ago.
They're not great because no one ends up singing.
Well, I do. Just me.
I hum.
He hummed that song, no one else did.
But also, this was an interesting year for me in the sense, like, all throughout the years, I've always had, like, I at least always end up seeing one film, and I'm like, that's probably my favourite film of the year. This one, I didn't know. Like, here's an example. I changed my number one an hour ago.
Oh, my number one's
Like,
still
this,
pretty
like-
consistent since I watched it.
Yeah, I think I know what it could be. I think I know your number one, I think I know his number one. I'm not going to try and guess. And also, this is a list, and I'm not usually great with lists, and so most likely I'm going to do this. I'm going to say my top 10, and this is going to change tomorrow. Probably.
It could change within the next 3 hours. No
This
idea.
could change this, as well as like certain films reach a certain placement because they're very fresh in my mind. So I could watch a film, I could re-watch a film that I saw in January and be like, oh wait, that should have been way higher, but it's not as fresh in my mind as say something I watched yesterday.
That's probably what I'd say as well.
Yeah. So we're gonna go with our top 10, and Gary, you're gonna start.
I'm going to start.
So what's your 10th favourite film of 2018?
Double checking.
At least a double chin.
That's one thing.
Double Chin is my number 10 of 2018.
That's one thing I forgot to put on my list. Three Billboards.
You
forgot Three Billboards.
Yeah, because last year it wasn't on me. It wasn't on my letterbox, and I was.
It was. I told you.
You watched last
I was
year?
listening to stuff on the letterbox, and it wasn't
That's why
like.
you need to keep a list.
I told you Three Billboards was there. Well, is it meant to be in your top 10?
No.
Okay, so it wouldn't be in top 10 anyway.
Christ.
Okay, what's your
Okay.
10 then?
Wreck-It Ralph 2. Well, Ralph Bread the Internet.
Now this is where you are the standout between the
Because
two
neither
of
of
us.
us really liked it that much.
So explain why.
Well, I like-
Yeah, explain why Ralph Breaks the Internet has made your top 10.
I just found it like fun, and I liked the first one.
Memes.
Yeah, memes.
Don't hate her.
I'm not hating on it, I'm just saying that's probably the reason.
Memes.
I felt like so relatable.
To who? Which one? Who did you relate to out of these characters?
I don't know, like the full world, to be honest. Like,
You relate to the internet.
yeah, that's what I'm related to.
Guys, Gary is the internet.
On the internet.
And that does explain everything, to be fair. Now, if that was the twist in glass.
What, Gary's the internet?
Yeah.
I enjoyed all
Wait, Gary's in this?
I enjoyed all the product placement as well. And I'm not really a big fan of product placement.
Now that's part of the reason why I didn't like it. It's similar to Ready Player One. Like,
For me, it was just because I wasn't that fussed on the first one.
I like the first one. Upon rewatch, the first one lessens to me, but I still.
The only thing I enjoyed in the second one was Sarah Silverman.
Yeah, Penelope's good in this. Yeah. Yeah.
Soundtrack was good. Michael Giacchino, I believe. I think it was.
It probably was.
Yeah. It's Disney.
I actually can't remember.
Right. Is it my turn?
Yeah, got it.
You done?
Got me. I got nothing else to say about
My number
it.
10. My number 10 is a film that I'm not going to credit to the actual director because the director did fuck all with this film, and it's Bohemian Rhapsody is my 10th favourite film of the year. Keep in mind I've seen 89 films this year, Gary.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Yeah, it was kind of hard. Well, I found it easy to narrow down, I think, than you did.
Yeah, but like...
But I can be quite pretty much like dun 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 dun, and then I'm done.
But Bohemian Rhapsody, Queen is my all-time favourite band. I've been very consistent with that ever since I've been a child. Freddie Mercury's been like my favourite. Where are you
I'm
going?
gonna go tissue.
Freddie Mercury's been like my favourite, like from, I think he's the best singer ever. Bohemian Rhapsody is my favourite song ever. And it was a film where, like, I don't know, like, I like it better the more I think on about it, and it's a film where I think it has Rami Malek, who gave like an incredible performance as Freddie Mercury, one of the best lead acting performances of the year. A lot of people saying he is, but I don't know. It seems to be between him and Christian Bale and even Viggo Mortensen win the actor award.
I don't know why. I thought you would have said Ben Mendelsohn there.
He's not in this one.
I know he's not.
Did he do a film this year?
Yeah,
he
he
did
did
Ready Player
that
One.
abysmal Robin Hood film as well.
Oh yay! Oh god, yeah. He needs to make better choices.
Look at your life. Look at your choices, Ben.
But yeah, I love like the style of it. I think it has one of the best. Like it's one of the best edited films of the year. Like when it like transitions and stuff. Lucy Boynton, I'm glad she's getting more exposure. She's in another film on this list that came out within this year. I think she's someone to be recognised. Like she's a good up and comer. Rami Malek, I think he's got a really good future ahead of him, and so he should because he was incredible. I've been a fan of him ever since Until Dawn. Even before that, I was a fan of him like in his small roles of like The Master and Short Term 12. He was again small, but he was good in them. And like Until Dawn was the first one. I was like, I want him to do so much more.
Not Old Boy.
Wait for us to talk about that film in
the coming weeks.
In about a week's time, when we talk about the two Old Boy films and Rami Malek's breakout role in that. But no, I think it's like really well shot. The Live Aid scene alone is like well enough to make my top 10. That was actually the scene where like, because there was another film that was my 10. I was like, and then I bumped that up.
Yeah.
And I was like, because I remembered Live Aid, I was like, yeah, that deserves to be up there. Big Queen fan. I think the safeness of this film is fine. Like it didn't need to be.
Yeah,
this
it doesn't need to be anything.
I'll be if there's like a hard R-rated Freddie Mercury film, I'll be interested in that. But we didn't need that.
Realistically, though, it would have just been look at the sex.
Yeah, I mean, which you can do that just without like. I mean, yeah, I'll be fine with
You
that.
can apply
but-
it without having to like literally show.
Yeah, which they did, and I really like Bo Rap. It seems to have like when it went from being a critical bomb to all of a sudden being like almost being like the underdog of the award season.
Yeah.
Winning Best Drama Picture at the Golden Globes. I don't think it's winning Best Picture, guys. I don't think it is.
To be fair as well, like part of that could be. No, ignore where I was going to say that. I was going to say something
There's
shit.
better films on there to compare like being actually.
Yeah, I like it. It's slightly too conventional for my liking, but I think all like the actors have got great chemistry with each other. Ryan Malek's great. I could watch this again.
Yeah.
Like, it's one of the. It is a rewatchable film. And again, I love Queen music. I think that helps because the music is belter, and of course, like anytime you play a Queen song, I'm going to be hyped. For example, Baby Drive, when they play Brighton Rock, I was like, yes, get in, Quen.
Tim Tarantino.
Even if it's an advert, I'm like, I was like popping along. You know?
It's the best advert ever. Instantly.
Like, it's a kind of magic.
Yeah.
CS whatever. It's awesome. Some energy.
SCS. Product placement.
SCU.
Tomorrow.
What's your number 10, Sophie?
My number 10 is Coco.
That was my 10, and then
Was it your 10?
There you
Yeah.
go.
I did think about that. Well, actually, my number 10 ended up being in, like, my original pick for number 10 ended up being in my is in my honourable mentions.
Yeah.
And the reason why that happened was because I forgot about Sorry About You.
You did, yeah.
But yeah, I really like Coco. To be fair, I usually pick a Disney movie.
There's no animated film in my top 10, but that's my favourite animated film of 2018.
It's not mine,
Personally.
but I do really like it.
It was between that and Spider-Verse, but Coco, I think. If a film can make me bawl cry, I think that's like, has like a bit
I just
more
like the animation, and I like the
Yeah.
aesthetics, and I like the story,
Yep.
and I like the characters, and I liked as well
music, brilliant
that, like, they
music.
did really nice music.
Love it.
They didn't have
I mean, free.
one of my least.
Coco?
I'm Benny Gonzalez. He was the lead.
Oh, really?
he was the lead
Okay,
singer,
right.
Lead singer in Make It Free.
Interesting.
But
I thought you got confused then about
No.
other
I thought you were
films.
just. I thought we were just talking about good music. And you were just like, no, I'm 83 is good. I was like, well,
I
that's
Make It Free actually did.
great, but probably nothing. But yeah, I like that. I like.
That's a Michael Giacchino score.
I like the Frida Kahlo cameo.
Yeah. I'm a fan of... I love the El Santo
The El
cameo.
Santo cameo as well. I liked the scenes, the emotional scenes. Like
I love Guy
I
Alger.
didn't cry. I did cry.
You did cry.
I
You
did
should have.
cry. I cried at the end.
Yeah, same.
Um,
Gael Garcia Bernal is
yeah.
amazing as Hector. Like,
Yeah. I think that I liked a lot of my problems with a lot of like Disney movies is like the stupid annoying sidekicks that they put in, and there wasn't any of those.
My problem is like the villain reveal, which this had, but it still felt alright.
Oh yeah, I was fine with it.
Yeah. Because Incredibles 2 had that as well, and that felt a bit like, but like Coco, I think, felt a bit better in the sense of like
Yeah, but I
the
think with
reveal of the
Coco, it was
villain.
more of a thing of like the way it was revealed. It was kind of like it wasn't just like
Then he became evil.
then he became evil. It was like it was more of a thing of like he did something really bad years before, and he didn't want anyone to find out about it.
It's also like if you repeat viewing it, it's like he doesn't change. He's still like, I'm the great. Forgot his name.
Yeah.
I'm amazing, and then he goes, but I'm still mint. But don't fuck with me.
Yeah.
Like that. He still has that like
Yeah.
demeanor about him, which But yeah, there's another film on my list though where like I feel like it's kind of like a spiritual like companion piece to
Right.
Coco, which I think can work in both ways if you watch Coco and this
other
film.
film.
And I'm going to
Okay.
say,
Gary, what's your number 9?
yeah, Coco, good pick. One of my favourite Pixar films, probably.
And I
Lucha.
said Disney, but like
I know.
I kind of was grouping Pixar. I knew it was a Pixar film just after time I said Disney.
Yeah.
Anyway,
My number 9,
Yeah.
Mummy.
The what?
Mummy.
Bumblebee,
but you
right?
said the Mummy.
That's what I was like, that didn't come out.
Because it one, it was meant to be shite, and 2, it didn't come out. So you kind of Tom Cruise and everything, Gary.
I wish Tom Cruise.
Does it make an appearance in your list?
Yeah, he does.
Oh well, that's kind of a development, isn't it? Since the last one of these we did, I don't hate Tom Cruise anymore.
You don't? Yeah.
I like Tom Cruise now.
Yeah, he's a good guy. I like Tom Cruise.
Yeah, but do you remember the last video where I had a big old rant about how I really didn't like him? Like, yeah.
And then you watched Mission Impossible?
My opinion's been changed, and then I watched Mission Impossible films, and I was like,
Bumblebee, because we haven't seen this. We still
we
haven't.
still haven't seen this yet.
So talk about Bumblebee.
I enjoy Bumblebee.
We're gonna see it. We just don't know when.
If it's the reason why I like Bumblebee is like it's very heavy 80s, and I love 80s anything to be honest, like music, costumes, just the 80s generally.
Give me a bit of good synth, and I'm like,
It wasn't
Right.
really. Oh, it was a bit. Yeah,
I know, I'm just saying like
Yeah,
80s generally, but yeah.
yeah. Yeah, it was like a heavy 80s soundtrack.
Right. Okay.
I love that. It felt like E.T.
I've been hearing that.
Yeah,
felt
it
like a
was.
lot like E.T. Visuals are good. Cinematography was good. acting was good.
That was John Cena. Do our homeboy.
To be honest, I think he's one of my least favourite characters. John Cena.
Really?
Yeah, I couldn't really give it two craps about John Cena's character in this film.
Right. Okay.
So that's probably yeah.
What they needed to do, they needed to make him like fight Bumblebee, and
Like, what do you mean, like fist fight? Or
yeah, you know, like how like The Rock fights cars in the Fast and Furious films.
That's a fair point. Yeah.
Get John Cena to fight robot cars in the Transformer films.
I feel like that's like a side plot in Kung Fu.
Because you know how I thought you were going to say Kung Fu Hustle.
that too.
But it's like, you know, like how like The Rock bottom Jason Statham in it was Furious 7.
Furious 7, yeah.
Cena needed attitude adjustment Bumblebee.
Did he?
No, he would have had to.
Yeah.
And then have Becky Lynch come in and just be the man
Yeah,
in
she's
every
a
way.
He is a man.
She needs to be in Bumblebee too.
She needs to be in my life.
WWE Studios film.
Well, she was the villain in the Marine 6.
Yeah, Studios isn't it?
Yeah, I didn't see that. I still need to see Marine 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah. I think it's probably best not watching them, to be honest.
The Marine 1.
Yeah,
I didn't
sorry,
even
I'm sorry,
really like
you
that
watch,
one that
sorry,
much.
you watch.
Watch the Marine 1. It's the best time you'll ever have.
Unless you're me.
Shut up. You.
Did we actually do a commentary on that?
James and I did.
Yeah.
I don't hate it.
It was the first
It
commentary
wasn't
we
the
did.
best time I've ever had in my life, though.
We kind of like forced you to watch it. It wasn't like the best
Me?
circumstance.
Oh yeah, you watch it with Will.
Yeah, we're like,
Yeah,
watch
you
it!
were like, you watch it, and I was like, do I have to? And you're like, yes, and then I watched it, I was like,
So yeah.
You're on your phone. It was like, hey, Bumblebee.
I was like,
Like-
you're on your phone, you were fine. Yeah, probably, to be honest.
That's why I like Bumblebee. I liked it.
Travis Knight directed,
You liked it 'cause you
not
liked
Michael
it.
Bay. Not Michael Bay.
I know exactly who it is done by. somebody,
produced
not
it, he didn't-
Michael Bay. Oh, he produced it.
He produces like
Yeah.
quite a lot, actually.
He
He
produced
produced
A
A Quiet
Quiet
Place.
Oh really?
Yeah. Oscar was fuming when he found out after we.
Yeah, we watched it. I was like, I enjoyed it. And then producer Michael Bay was like, no!
God damn it.
No!
Well, to be honest, Transformers is a lot what he does these days anyway. Like,
Travis Knight, who did Cooper and Shoestrings, who is like, Cooper and Shoestrings is a great film. Watch it. It's a minute.
Indian propaganda.
You're weird. My
I'm
number,
going out with me, what does that say about you?
my number 9, we talk about Lucy Boynton. She makes an appearance on my list again. My number 9 is a Netflix film, and it is Apostle, directed by Gareth.
Forgot she was in that.
Yeah, directed by Gareth Evans. This was almost my number 1. There you go. Think about that. Think about that right there.
Let that sink in.
That's how unpredictable my list became. I was like, that could be my number 1. That could be my number 1. And this was one of them. I love the Raid films, as you probably know. I've talked about them before. And I was interested to see what Gareth Evans did next. I wanted him to do the Raid 3, but he's having a break. But he did.
Not always a bad thing, though.
No, not at all. But he did Apostle. He did
Yeah.
Apostle, which I think is. It's a film that like we were watching it, and I got like Village and the Witch vibes from
Yeah.
it, and I love both of those films. I didn't, and then it's like there was a point in time when I looked at you when like I said two things. I went like, one of the things I said, I went like, I have no idea where this is gonna go. Like I have no idea what the fuck's gonna end up happening. with
Yeah,
this.
well, neither did I. I was like, I don't know what's going to happen.
And then the other thing I said to you, I went like, I don't know why. This is before anything violent happened. I was like, I have a vision that this is just going to end in a massive bloodbath. Like, that was like, my mind was like doing all these things where it's like, is this going to end in a giant village massacre? And I'm not going to say whether it did or not. But
yeah, you need to watch it and
It's-
find out. It's on Netflix. It's like really easy.
And like, I didn't even even though it was Gareth Evans, I didn't expect it to be an action film in any way. And there were fight scenes in the film as well, and you can
Yeah.
see that it was like done by the guy who did the Raid, because it was very similar. Like the fight
Very
scene.
pretty.
Very raidy. Dan Stevens is like probably
Oh, Danny Moore.
he's probably like the October MVP. Like
Yeah.
he's like
He's the ultimate Halloween bro.
like you watch The Guest.
He's the daddy of Halloween.
Yes, he's mint in The Guest, and he's good in Apostle, and I think and we watched that in October time. I think he's like, I love the costume design, I love the sets, I love the way it looked. I think it's one of the best directed films of the year, like without a doubt. It's great.
Is Dan Stevens daddy?
Maybe. Did he have to beat up a lot of American men?
Apparently.
Anyway,
For that role, anyway.
for that role. And so yeah. And the villain, I'm not going to say who the villain is in the film because it's a bit of like
He's horrible.
one of the best villains of the year.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure.
Great. And like brutal moments, the brain thing.
Oh, I'm only kind of remember. Oh, yeah.
Where they're like,
I just walk away watching.
yeah, I was like, oh no, it's. I love any film that can make that can do that to me.
I was like that.
"Oh!"
We watched the original Pet Sematary last night because Oscar, I'd seen it like a few times. Oscar had never seen it, and there's a point I was like, I'm looking away now, and Oscar was like, "Why? You can't be that bad."
Anyway.
And I knew it would bother you because I know.
Yeah, you know what gets me.
Hate anything to do with. Like,
Here's what I don't like in film. I don't like anything to do with wrists. I don't like anything to do with needles in films. I don't like anything that when we watch A Beautiful Boy, I had to be like this every now and then. I don't like anything to do with Achilles' heels. I don't like anything to do with teeth, nails, or eyes. That's why it did make my list, but May the Devil Take You, the bit where she gets dragged.
Oh,
And
wow,
nails
yeah,
I was like,
pretty bad.
no. Anyway, May the Devil Take You, that's a good shout. So, excuse me.
That's a good shit.
Shout. Your number 9, Sophie.
My number 9 is Sorry to Bother You.
Didn't make my list.
Did it not?
No.
Oh, I thought it might
I
have.
was trying to make my list, but everything else was making me not make my list.
I just thought it was really cool.
Yeah.
I'm all about the aesthetic.
Yes, Boots Riley making his directorial debut.
I just like the fact that it's like it already makes a pretty cool commentary. I can't. I'm not going to say too much about it,
No.
purely because one, Gary hasn't seen it, and two, it's better. It's one of those. It's kind of like Cabin in the Woods, where the less you know about it, the better.
But
Really.
unlike Cabin in the Woods, even the trailer doesn't give anything away.
Yeah, the trailer doesn't give anything away.
They show one scene in it that's post the thing,
That happens.
but you don't know, but it doesn't make like.
Because it's a slightly weird normal film
Yeah.
for the first 2/3.
It's.
And then the third act is just like, it's like, I don't know.
I kind of want to stick it in my top 10 just because, but I can't now.
Stick it in your honourable mentions.
It is.
Oh, fair enough.
But yeah.
Whereas it's one of these things, it's just like, it goes from being one kind of film to being like, I didn't even know that was a kind of film. But
I didn't know that film would be possible. I didn't even think that that wasn't even in my mind of what could
It's
happen.
one of the like, biggest twists.
That's the equivalent of like instead of the twist of Unbreakable being like he's a superhero, the twist was like, oh yeah, they live on Pig Planet. Like that's like that's.
Or it's like you're just watching like.
It's like, oh yeah, the McDonald's action figures. Like that's like the why how would that even yeah? It's
like,
one of the.
it kind of would almost be like you're watching like The Land Before Time, and then there's just porn.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's like just like.
It's not dinosaur porn.
No, just
porn.
Just general sex, and then like human sex. But it's like, yeah, Lakeith Stanfield role originally meant to be going to Donald Glover, but he couldn't do it due to
I
his
still
role.
love Lakeith.
Lakeith is great. I love Donald.
Donald Glover's my man, but
Tessa Thompson, who
I love Tessa Thompson.
she makes another film in my list as
She's
well.
a beaut. I love her so much.
Stephen Yeun, brilliant in it as well. Like and again, Armie Hammer.
Armie Hammer was fun.
It includes one of the funniest scene in any film of 2018,
Yeah.
hands down. I'm not going to say it, but
Is it the whole mocking white
yeah.
people thing?
Yeah,
Because it is
yeah.
pretty funny.
yeah, it's brilliant. It's absolutely hysterical, and it's exactly my type of humour.
It's one of those things
It's-
though where it's like it's kind of mocking white people, but it's true, so you can't get offended.
It's a film that white people can be inclusive about. Like, yeah, we're weird.
It was stupid, yeah.
Yeah, and we like black people. If there's any film to make you not racist, it's kind of this. And it's not in a sense of 12 Years a Slave where it's like, Jesus, maybe we shouldn't whip black people. It's a film of like, yeah, we're dumb, black people are cool. Like, that's the best way
pretty much.
like, that's like the best way to do it, because it's like all the black people have mint style, they have mint taste.
I just
in
want
music.
all of like
Even-
Tessa Thompson's earrings.
I just want like Lakeith's wardrobe as well, including the headband.
The head bandage.
Cola and smile, bitch. Anyway.
Meme culture. Meme culture.
Anyway, Gary, commentary on everything Mint, and then it just becomes something entirely. Just honestly, watch it. Gary, what's your number 8?
Sophie's, isn't it?
No, I've just done mine. That was mine.
Sorry.
We were both talking about it.
Because it was mine. It didn't. It made his honourable mentions, but it made my number 8 and my number 9.
Oh,
So.
okay. Fair enough. So we'll check that again. My number 8.
Boys and girls.
None of you have actually seen this one.
None of us.
Well, you haven't. You and Oscar haven't.
All right.
Go on.
I watched it in Bulgaria.
Is it
Is it a Bulgarian film? Did you see? Did some random
No.
Bulgarian film make it to you? Imagine.
You imagine. Upgrade.
Oh,
I wanted
to watch that.
It's not. I can't see it coming on Blu-ray in the UK at all. I don't know.
Really?
Yeah.
Seen?
Lee Winnell. I'm a huge Winnell.
Can't
fan.
believe you seen Upgrade and we haven't. That's
I know. It's like
I tried to. I really tried. I couldn't. Just couldn't.
Has it even been out?
Yeah, it's been out here. It came out like April.
Was it on our cinema?
No.
Oh,
We
that's
didn't
fine.
get it. No, we didn't. We would have seen it otherwise. I would have said Lee Winnell's films out and gone talk about Upgrade. Not too much because I don't want to.
Yeah, don't
Right.
spoil anything, but like.
I know it's a bit of an action film. Like it's like action horror-y, is what I've heard.
yeah.
It's on DVD, but not Blu-ray. Sorry.
Anyway,
We'll sort something out. So I'll be back. Some ways.
Fuck your mum's email.
Yeah. No, but that's something else.
that's the one I need.
Uh,
That's something else.
That's on my list.
yeah, but I enjoyed Upgrade. I've listened to the soundtrack non-stop since I watched it.
Yeah,
Uh,
so good. I didn't see it.
it is so good. Like
I'm gonna see how much it is on iTunes.
It's like all futuristic and stuff.
Yeah.
That's all.
That's all you can say. You like it.
Yeah, I like the acting and.
Oscar.
What?
It's $2.99.
Sound.
Shall I buy it?
Yeah.
That's cheap. Like.
It'll be in the sale probably.
Yeah,
It's worth it as well.
nice.
Like
Really nice to see it. That's
I wish I'd known that before today.
There was multiple films that I didn't get to see. Upgrade I didn't get to see. 8th Grade I didn't get to see, which I've
Yeah,
heard was
Tully, we didn't get to see that one.
Tully. Cold War is apparently really good and it looks really good.
You would have like just Upgrade like.
Yeah.
It's got like a Blade Runner.
Yeah,
vibe
no,
to it.
I love Lee
Oh, we
Winnell
can watch
stuff.
it now 'cause
I,
I've
re-
just
I, I
watched
like I love Lee Winnell, like his partnership with James Wan and like what his directorial debut, which was Insidious 3, is my favourite Insidious film. And I was like,
We get the commentary free as well.
nice one, cool.
Yeah, man. Watch it tonight or whenever.
Whenever we.
Whenever we
feel
get a
like
chance, yeah.
But yeah, there's been many films I didn't get, and that was
Yeah.
one of them.
Yeah.
There's been multiple ones I didn't get to see that I really would have wanted to, but oh well.
Oh,
Then-
I didn't realise that was that guy.
who was it again?
It's not Tom Hardy.
Oh yeah.
He's called him Logan Marshall Green, but we always
Yeah.
call him not Tom Hardy. When I saw the poster, I thought it was Jamie Dornan actually.
Same. Yeah. My number 8 is Bad Times at the El Royale. Again, thought this could have been.
I thought that would have been a lot higher for you actually.
It might be on. I've only seen it once, so it might be one of these films I watch again. And I'm like, yeah, easy number 1. It might end up being one of those, but it's exactly like honestly, it's like we use terms sometimes when we're describing films as a sexy film.
But it is a sexy
And
film.
like Bad Times at Royale is a sexy film. I don't mean that in the sense like everyone in it is sexy. That can have a
just
bit.
the whole
That
thing.
can be like an addition into it, but like the whole like stylistic is just a sexy film. Like for example, like Tarantino does sexy films. Robert Rodriguez, for the most part, does sexy films, and like
Spy Kids, such a sexy film.
I got in.
Carla Gugino.
Oh yeah, fair play. Can't argue with that.
It's Spy Kids is your first crush on a film. Is the best way to describe it.
Yeah,
and
I think I can.
And then you watch Sin City, and that's your first wank over a film. It's the best.
Is that you talking from personal
No,
experience?
it's not. No, it's not. But anyway, Bad Times at the El Royale, directed by Drew Goddard, who did Cabin in the Woods. This is superior, I think. It's just like I wanted to go into the film, and I was like, okay, I want this type of a film. And I got that type
You
of a
got
film. It was the same thing with Overlord, which didn't make my list. But like Overlord, I was like, I want to see a big badass bloody action, like just horror action film. I love Overlord. And with Bad Times at Royale, I wanted like cool linear structures, cool characters, snappy dialogue, bright colours, brilliant soundtrack, beautiful setting.
Beautiful boy.
At the El Royale.
Oh yeah.
The El Royale was wonderful. I love, again, all the
Didn't
acting.
we find out, is that a real place?
No,
Right.
I don't think
Would
so.
surprise me. Would.
I think there's a place that's similar.
Yeah, I love the concept. It feels like something Robert Rodriguez would have.
Yeah.
It feels like something like the Gecko brothers would have passed. It feels like something that would have happened in From Dusk Till Dawn. It's
Yeah.
the best. Chris Hemsworth, brilliant. Is the cult leader.
He's a bear.
This film made me more excited for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Just because of because
The
it's
vibe.
Manson and all that, and I'm like, yes. It's just, again, it's just. I kind of wish it was higher, but like if I look at the other films, I'm like, I don't want to push it any higher than the other films.
So even
Yeah.
if you like rewatch it again, I might like.
And that's what I'm saying. This list could change by the end of the night for me within 2018. There's no like these are just built at this moment in time. This is the order of films where I would want to watch. But the Bad Times at the El Royale is exactly the type of film I would watch. It's definitely a Blu-ray purchase.
Yeah.
This is a film that I would want a special edition of, not just like the
Like a
box set.
steelbook.
Yeah, like a lovely look, or like if Arrow did a release of it or something like that, which this is very much so an Arrow film, I think. But yeah,
Yeah, I could say that.
Bad Times at the El Royale, great stuff. What's your number 8, Sophie?
My number 8 is Black Klansman,
Nice.
which we watched last night.
Yeah.
I just swapped there actually, but I'll explain why later.
You switched, like Black Klansman was high and you switched.
It was my number 6, but I meant to put
Oh.
it, when I did my list earlier, I meant to put it the other way around.
You meant to put your number 8. We're on number 8 now.
No, what I'm saying is like, what I had for number 8 and what I had for number 6, I've switched because I meant to do, that was the way it was
okay.
supposed to be, and then
Okay.
I've only just realised that when I
Your number 7 stayed the same though.
My number 7's the same. It was just that, like, when I inputted my number 6 and my number 8, I put them in the wrong
Okay.
way. But yeah, my number 8's Black Klansman. We watched it last night. I really liked
Literally,
it.
this is the last film we've seen.
It's the last, before we did the lists. I loved this. I really liked the whole, like, 70s vibe.
19...
79, it's
Yes,
set during.
yes.
But I love the 70s vibe. I love the characters.
John David Washington. I didn't realise he's Denzel's son. Didn't click. It's Denzel
Is
Washington's
it?
son.
Wow. But I loved Adam Driver.
Brilliant. The people who played the Klansman.
The people who play the Klansman were great.
Brilliant.
I just was like watching it and I was.
Detested them, and then I
They were
realised.
off. I was like, this is like that Louis Theroux
That was my
documentary.
because I was getting angry. I was like, oh, they're not like that. But I was getting really mad at
They
them.
reminded me of the people
Yeah.
from the Louis Theroux documentary, Louis and the Nazis.
Louis and the Nazis.
It was like that, but they were really good. And
great
like,
documentary if you want to be angry.
oh yeah, for
But,
sure.
yeah.
But the guy who played, what was he called?
The mustache.
The moustache guy.
The mustache, not the
Was it Felix?
Felix. Yes.
Yeah, he was really good.
Oh.
The dialogue was really good. I liked how quick they were, like with the one-liners.
In hindsight, this should have been our first Spike Lee film as opposed to Old Boy.
Oh god, yeah.
Maybe we got his shit from Old Boy. We're going to be fair.
I liked that. I like the comedy, and it was really
it was
good.
brilliant.
Like the bits where when he's just like riffing on Topher Grace, it's so funny.
It's similar to Sorry to Bother You in the way, like some of the humour.
But it's similar, but obviously it's based on.
Because as soon as he picked up the phone, I was like, use your white voice.
Yeah. But like I was watching it, I was like, it's similar, but obviously this is based on real life, so there's like it's a bit more grounded.
The
And a
ending,
bit
like
more.
the end.
I love the
like-
ending, the bit where.
No, I mean like the actual like last.
Oh, the last joke.
No, the last things we see.
Oh yeah, that's
In the film,
really
it's
because it goes from being
heartbreaking.
like it's serious, like the film itself, it's serious, it's comedic as well. But then at the end, there's like the show like all like the some of the things that have happened like in real life at like some of the rallies and when that guy drove the car into like
Yeah.
those people and stuff like that. So they look at like how
It's still
It's
a
still a
thing.
thing.
It's still these
which is
toxic
ridiculous. It's
people
absolutely
are
ridiculous.
still like doing their thing, and it's like, how are you?
We've learned this in history actually. Klux Klan. We've learned all this stuff in history.
Did you? We never got that. We did.
Well,
we did apartheid and stuff, but we
GCSE,
never did. Oh, at some GCSE, we did apartheid in history, but we didn't do KKK. I think we touched on it briefly, like as it was like we did the whole thing about like the apartheid and like we didn't even go to Abraham Lincoln really. We just looked at the actual like slavery and stuff, and then we looked at like I think the KKK came in and like it was like the last lesson of the topic where it was just like, oh, and today now we've got this. But yeah, I remember we watched like part of Amistad, I think.
Right. Yeah. It's a really well stylized film. It has some really like good scenes in it.
Yeah. Music's cool.
The score is really good. Yeah, the score's good.
I just think it did really well at being like a serious but comedic film, and then having like bringing it back to being serious at the end.
And it doesn't feel like a jump.
Yeah.
It all feels like natural.
And I like some of like the camera work, like the bit where the female and male lead are pointing their guns down the hall.
Oh, I
and
love that.
It's like a push and pull.
But not
push and pull.
Because it's almost like they're on like a
it's like
dolly.
they're on like a dolly.
They're on the dolly and they're getting like pulled toward. Yeah.
That's a beautiful shot.
It's brilliant. Yeah, it's like this. 2018 has actually been a big year in terms of like representing black cinema, not in a sense of like, let's make a film about like where the black people are front and center, and it's about slavery, because I feel like that's all like black
there's
people
like a lot of
whereas
films
like
about
there's films like Sorry to Bother You and Black Klansman.
It's more contemporary, but it's taken in a new direction as opposed to either just being about slavery or just being about like gangs or street violence and stuff like that, which is cool.
I think Moonlight really did help that. Moonlight broke the and. Oh, we get it.
You watched, you weren't that fussed, I think Brad liked it. We watched Been So Long as well.
That's one of my least favourite films of the year.
Was it?
But I'm still, like, good with the fact of, like, okay, then it's like these, you know, we're getting a British musical with, like, 2 black leads. And it's like, I'm like, okay, then we're exploring this then. I really didn't like the film, but I can appreciate that.
I enjoyed it. Yeah. I felt like it was on for a long time.
If it wasn't a musical, I probably wouldn't have minded it, but it's like...
Yeah, but you're not... You can be quite...
The film, unlike Greatest Showman or even La La Land, like, where it's like the music helps to, like, move the story along, with being so long, it's like the film stopped to do a song number.
The music's more about emotion as opposed to plot.
I just didn't like... It's like the fact of, like, there was a song about, like, her sister just wanting to fuck a dude, and that was, like, I just want to go out to try and get laid, and we didn't need a song about that.
Fair enough.
But yeah, what are we on to? Our number 7 now,
Number 7.
Gary, what's your number 7?
Double check again.
I will look your number.
Right.
Don't know why we did them.
Well, the raised eyebrows.
Yeah.
Oh, she's fallen.
So this year has actually been a good year for me watching animation films.
You've been good with that.
I've been watching a lot of animation.
We just need to get you on the
cinema.
We need to get you on the Foreigner. On the Foreigner.
iPhone.
I know, that's what I mean. We need to get you like more like exposed to that stuff then.
I watched a few foreign films.
You did?
Watched one foreign film this year, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, but it wasn't a 2018 film. Was it?
No, yeah.
No,
yeah.
I don't know.
If it's what I think it is, yeah, it would have.
I think it's Indonesian.
Yeah, 2018.
Alright. Shit.
You needn't look this up, Gary. You need been.
Like, I literally looked at me there.
Look, I said to you, watch this film because it's a good 2018 film.
I wouldn't have maybe this anyway, to be honest. I know it's good for like.
Go on then. You know.
But anyway.
Animated.
Yeah, it's animated. So it could be any.
I think I know what it is.
I have a feeling.
Teen Titans Go to the movies.
Oh no, it wasn't.
It wasn't that, but like I'm not surprised as well.
Yeah, I enjoyed that film.
That was a blast.
Yeah, it was a blast to that film. Actually, I think it might have been the first time this year actually. This is something 5 stars on Letterboxd.
No, you listen Baby Driver.
Oh,
stars and Interstellar.
This year.
Oh, you mean 2018?
18 films, yeah. I think it was like the first one I listened to.
Probably was. Probably was actually.
Yeah. And it had 5 stars because it was just so fun. I enjoyed it. Like, I can't remember much about the film other than I enjoyed it.
Upbeat. It's an upbeat, inspirational song about life. Oh no!
Michael Bolton.
Stan Lee cameo.
I know, yeah, I love that cameo.
It's me, Stan Lee. What? This is not a Marvel film? Like, this is a DC film? And he pops back being like, I don't care what comic book this is, I still need my cameo.
even if like Stanley, like, you know what I mean, like, he's such a cool guy to still like do that for Marvel.
DC.
Sorry.
Isn't it? It's like,
You just got a good sense of humour.
Deadpool, not Deadpool.
I like that as well.
Slade again. Yeah,
So good.
it's like Lego Batman in that, and
Yeah.
the ilk of that, and like this fun, like, yeah, the bit where they re-killed Bruce Wayne's parents.
Oh my god, I know.
That bit had me creasing. The Michael Bolton thing. and
Like,
the
it was just
Stanley.
really funny. Like, I remember going with you at the cinema to watch it, and we just had like a lot of fun.
We are the challengers of the unknown.
You've seen it twice.
Yeah, I've seen
I've only
it
seen it
twice,
once,
yeah.
but I really enjoyed it.
There you go on Blu-ray. It's out now. There you go. It's just. I need to save
Sweet,
these
sweet
monies. I
dollar.
need to save
Sweet,
it
sweet
up.
dollar.
Yeah. Anything else to say? But no, don't really have anything else to say. But other than I enjoyed it very much.
Yeah. Was there an after credit scene?
Oh,
Yes, it was a
Yeah.
tease to like them bringing back the old Teen Titans.
Yeah, it was.
cartoon.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah. I
that.
was like, yes.
It's on Netflix at the moment, but it's
No, not that Teen Titans
Yeah.
series. I mean the old animated one.
right.
The better, the
Yeah.
best Teen Titans property.
Yeah.
I need that upbeat, inspirational song on my playlist though.
Michael Bolton. When did he?
Lonely Island, Michael Bolton.
Yay! Well, my number 7 now. Alan.
Yeah. It's your turn.
My number 7 again. I wanted this to be higher. It's Creed 2.
I'm not even joking. It's on Tidal.
Brilliant, Sophie. Nice.
Sorry.
Thank you for interrupting that.
Sorry.
Creed 2 is my number 7 favourite film of 2018. I became a fan of the Rocky films in 2018 to watch Creed 2. Rocky 1 is brilliant. Rocky 2 is really good as well. They're all worth watching, even 5 to an
I
extent.
love how you tapered off after Rocky 2.
3's good.
I like 4.
4's
I know 4's terrible, but I love it.
5 is like,
Just purely for Dolph Lundgren.
oh yeah. And speaking of that,
And the really
Creed 2
anticlimactic death scene.
Creed 2 makes the goofiness of Rocky 4 into something serious.
Yeah. And,
And like,
it makes
it's
it work.
grounded, and like, you know, Michael B. Jordan did a Kenny Omega, and he went from Adonis Creed did a Kenny Omega, and he went from being junior to heavyweight, and
Gain that weight.
Yeah.
Gain that weight.
the traps and everything.
Traps.
I think it's better than the first Creed. It's my second favorite Rocky film. It's
It's in my top 3 of
I
Rocky
think-
films. I mean, because I love the first Rocky. I really like Balboa, and I love this one. That's in no order though. Like
Yeah.
they alternate for me.
Creed 2, I think people are on about like big snubs in awards season. How has Creed 2 gotten nothing?
Yeah.
And Black Panther has, in that sense, where it's like if you want like a really, I get why Black Panther is, but I mean, if you want about really a better film, it's realistically Creed 2. But yeah, like I love like the boxing scenes. I love like anything where like they just play like a mid-rap song over like a montage.
Yeah.
Sylvester Stallone is like great
Oh, he's really good in this one.
in the film. He's great in like.
He's good in like the majority, but he just there's something.
It's really good. Dolph Lundgren.
Something.
Dolph Lundgren is like really good in this film
Oh,
as
yeah.
well. He's like,
I was
yeah,
impressed. That's
This-
probably the best I've seen him act.
yeah, same. And like it got to the end, and I got I didn't cry, but I got like all this like feeling just right
In
there.
your
And I
trunk.
was like, oh my god, it's just so like, and like that's the best thing like a Rocky film can do is like when it's like there, and then you hit, you know, you get the. With the big like mute, like just the soundtrack, just everything.
Get almost.
I think I cried at Balboa.
Bobo's emotional.
Yeah.
Bobo's emotional.
Yeah,
The first Rockies, the Rocky films are actually good cry films. To be fair, there's a lot of like,
I cried at Rocky 3, didn't I?
yeah,
Yeah, I cried a lot at Rocky 3 actually.
yeah. But Creed 2, I mean, it's so motivational to the extent where like this is the film that kind of made me think like, yeah, maybe I shouldn't be eating shit.
It's
and
an
maybe-
upbeat, inspirational song
It's-
about fights.
It's a film that's like, you know what, maybe I should like not eat shit and like maybe I should get back into swimming. It was this film that
Yeah.
like did that like Not like started that mindset of me of like getting into fitness again, so I'm not a schlub. But yeah, Creed 2, my 7th favourite film of the year. Wish it should be higher. Should be getting more award love. I think it should be getting just more love generally because a lot of people aren't really like talking about it as such. But
Yeah.
Tessa Thompson again.
Get Butte.
Yeah. The 2018 discovery of the 2018 crush discovery of Tessa Thompson.
Yes.
But yeah, and Michael B. Jordan great as well.
Of course.
Fantastic. He's
He's
always brilliant.
Technically, my 2018 discovery.
Not always, but
My 2018 discovery of my crush on Michael B. Jordan as well.
and Louis Theroux.
Because I'm both of them. I think for Michael B. Jordan it was in Black Panther, and then I watched
He's in
it.
that, yeah. I forget he's in that.
He's Killmonger,
I don't know. He's better as Adonis, in my opinion.
but he has more. Yeah.
Anyway, you're number 7.
My number 7 that I'm not really going to talk about because we've already like mentioned it and it's already been talked about a lot. But my number 7 is Bad Times at the El Royale.
Just say like why you like.
Well, literally, I think you basically summarised why I like it. Primarily, probably the cast, the cinematography, the music.
I want to watch it again now.
The singing,
Really?
though.
She did a good job in Widows as well.
A gorgeous singer. I was getting proper like emotional when she was singing. I was like, oh, don't stop.
It's like a
Your
black-
voice is like an angel.
Gospel, gospel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeff Bridges
It's
is
the bit where
that
she's
priest.
It's the bit where he's just sat watching her sing.
That long tracking shot of when it's John Hamm, I think, discovers a thing, and there's like a tracking shot, and it's like, you know me with a tracking shot.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, oh, give me a good tracking shot, and there's a beautiful one in Bad Times at the El Royale. Yeah.
I was happy how it ended too. Like it
Yeah,
ended the way I wanted it to. Chris Hemsworth is really good.
Loved him.
I think for a minute there's that many Chris's.
Yeah.
It's like, was it Pratt? Was it Hemsworth? Was it Pine?
Hemsworth was he was good in it. Bridges might be
Bridges.
my favourite bit.
I love
Dakota
Jeff
Johnson,
Bridges.
great.
I love that, but Jeff Bridges is the man.
Yeah, definitely.
He's the dude.
Dude abides. Dude abides.
But yeah, I really, really liked it. I want to watch it again. It's only at number 7 purely because
6 of the films. I
6 of the films,
Yeah,
and I need
same.
to watch it again.
Same. We were going to try and see it in cinema again, but
We were, but it was like with our cinema. Like we've talked about this till the blue in the face about the stupidity of our cinema. But
I love our cinema.
I love it. It's
But-
just I love it.
That's what exactly.
Yeah.
But like, it's just that it either doesn't show films that you want to see,
Or shows them
or
very
it shows
limited.
them, but it's like once, and it's always at like 20 to 11 at night or something, and it's not on again. Like I think they did that with Colette and Mary Queen of Scots. Like they're all on like just at random times.
There was someone else as well, but yeah, it's like
Yeah.
And they've got-
Overlord, that was only ever on
that was
really late on the
really-
night.
that didn't make that huge amount of money back, which is a shame.
I'm not surprised, but yeah.
And they've got enough screens to show these films as well.
But-
They've got
but
at
Ga-
least about.
Yeah, but they have to
So
put, like,
they
they have to
got-
put like Avengers on like 5 screens.
Yeah, you know, they need like a Marvel film on like at every like 5 screens.
So stupid.
Anyway, Gary, what's your
Gotta make that
6?
Marvel dollar.
That's generally superhero dollar because Aquaman was like every freaking like
Yeah.
Glass
Yes,
though.
it is.
That needs to.
Oh, that was dead when we went the other night. To be fair though, we went on a Monday night, quite late. It was quite
And it
bad
was the
weather.
big screen as
It was
well.
really cold, and we were in screen 5, which is like most
The
of
big
the
screen.
screens in our cinema. They're like two blocks of seating, but then we have one big. I think it's 2 big ones.
Yeah, it's
It's 2 big
5 and 1, I
screens.
think.
5 and 1 of the big screens, and they have 3 blocks.
Yeah.
So we were in screen 5.
I don't think one's quite 3 blocks, but it is.
I think it's 2.5
Yeah, I think so.
because it's like 2 big
5
blocks
is
and
the
then, like, half
biggest.
of one.
5 is the
Yeah,
biggest.
because
one.
that's like $2, I suppose.
5's huge.
Out of 5, for 5 screens.
I also love like the smaller ones, like 7. 7's like a good little screen.
I like 7. Did we go on 7 for my birthday? Or was that 9?
No, it was 7.
There's not 9 screens, is there?
8.
Is it 8? Yeah.
Your number 6, Gary.
Just looked it up there, just making sure I don't say anything from. You don't like this one.
Venom.
We don't
is-
like this one.
I'm not
Is
sure
it?
you.
Is it me? Do I not like this one at all?
Yeah, I don't think you hate it.
Okay.
You just don't.
I'll tell you when you say the name.
Yeah. Best one.
I didn't hate it. No, I
Didn't
didn't.
hate it.
I
I
see you
wasn't
didn't
fussed.
hate it.
I thought it was boring.
I thought you
Yeah,
were going to say Ready Player One. I was like, yeah, I hate that.
I thought it was pretty, but that was about as much as I could say.
Go on about First Man. Surprisingly shunned from awards these days. Like this
Got a few
award.
Oscars though, didn't it? Nominations.
Critics' Choice Awards is like the only
Yeah.
award show that's been given it like loads of love, but apart from that, it's been getting
I think that
nabbed.
was the best soundtrack.
Where?
Oscars.
No.
Did
It got
it?
snubbed.
Oh.
That's the one thing I'm like, really? That didn't get nominated for that? Because
Yeah.
the score was beautiful.
Oh yeah, the
I love
score was great.
The visual effects were brilliant as well.
That's what I'm saying. It was a very pretty film. It just
Oh, very
didn't do anything for me.
I
The
thought-
only thing that I got was like the bits. I think it was like not the opening shot exactly, but it's the bit where he's fest in space at the beginning. I did get a bit like, oh.
I will admit, I did think this would make you top 5.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
Ryan Gosling and space. And it's
If you look at his the previous lists, and you look at any space films, it's like Martian, Interstellar.
hands down, instead of for film of all time.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. But anyway, First Man.
to be honest with you, it's got the hallmarks of Interstellar. No, I don't mean by story-wise.
No.
'Cause it's far from it.
Yeah.
But-
Well, this is based on a true story.
But it's actually based on a true story. It's the way it was all shot practically.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah.
It was shot practically. Like, it's the same people.
Same way I did Interstellar, basically. Yeah.
It's
and
the same.
Yeah.
It's, I think it was the same. Like the same people who did Interstellar.
Definitely.
It was like all models and stuff like that, on the screens. I knew a lot about Neil Armstrong before going into this, but I totally forgot that he had a daughter. I don't know if it is a spoiler, but it's not a spoiler because it's happened in real life. Like I totally forgot that he had a daughter who died of cancer or what it was.
And then when she died of AIDS, she
Yeah.
didn't. She wouldn't have done.
No, but
Not to be insensitive, it was just like a thing that I was going to say.
I didn't know nothing about that, to be honest. Like, I totally forgot about it.
I don't see why Claire Foy gets hyped for this film. Everyone,
I don't mind it.
I prefer her as Elizabeth.
I wasn't.
And I wasn't fussed on her as Elizabeth either. But yeah.
I just, I had a bit of another problem with this film. Obviously, the pacing was a bit of a problem.
A bit.
Yeah. I was wanting to go to the moon already. Come on! I'm going to see this.
My mindset, I was like,
When are they going to the moon?
when they start going to the moon, I was like, I wish the whole film was their journey to the moon.
Yeah.
Like Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, and whoever else was a part of that mission. No one knows the third man. No, everyone talks about the first and the second, not the third. Nathan Collin.
Mike Collins.
Oh.
That's his name.
Mike Collins.
Yeah, everybody did. Yeah.
What?
I get it, because first man on the moon, Mike Collins on the moon.
Technically, he didn't.
Oh, that was a joke from the Mike.
No, I know. But like,
Technically, you didn't set foot on the moon. You just like.
he just looked out the
He's the-
window.
he's the commander.
Then he was gutted.
Pretty much. Imagine you go to the moon.
He travelled, but he didn't even like go there.
Imagine getting told, oh yeah, you go to the
You
moon,
have to
but-
stay. You have to
but
stay in the
you
ship.
just have to stay a little bit.
Collins.
My boy always go to the moon.
While Buzz and Nelly get on the moon.
Neldon.
Yeah.
Neldon Armstrong.
Yeah, I think they did a good job there.
At
Recreating
least you
their
thought that, Gary. I'm only joking.
Quite a few people did. There was,
I'm-
I don't know. There was like,
Taken to pieces.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah,
Are you number 6?
that's my number 6.
My number 6. Thought it would have been higher, but it wasn't. Forgive me, Martin, Francis, Sam, Woody. It's 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri is my number 6. I thought this would have been higher, at least number 5. But 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. I'm a big Martin McDonagh fan, especially in Bruges. Especially.
Especially.
Um,
Happy birthday, Lewis.
it's we got Lewis.
We bought Lewis in Bruges on Blu-ray.
But 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. On one of the heel casts, I praised it would be on All Belief. I think this is one of the best lead actress performances with Frances McDormand.
Oh yeah, she's unreal.
Acting between,
I love
Sam Rockwell.
another crush discovered.
Sam Rockwell, Woody Harrelson, great. I love the score. The score was fantastic. I really like the cinematography as well. The script, the screenplay, brilliant. Some of my favourite use of swear words in this film. It's like, hey fuckhead. What? Don't say what, Dixon, when she comes in here calling you a fuckhead.
I love it.
And I go,
Oh god, I forgot how good it is.
yeah, it's just I haven't seen it in a little while, so that's why it's a bit lower. But also,
I need to rewatch. I haven't seen it like
it's my
for really long since January. I don't think.
yeah. But to be fair, whenever we've been wanting to watch a McDonagh film, we've just been watching In Bruges loads.
Yeah,
And I've
but
been
it's like
way
that is
more-
literally one of my favourite films.
Yeah, same. Like
So-
In Bruges, but like and
It's my go-to.
Three Billboards is mint. Seven Psychopaths is fun as well. If you want a McDonagh triple bill, that's a good 3 films to just watch because they're all very different, but they're all similar in the sense of like the dialogue and that.
Yeah.
Colin Farrell, you were missed in this film. We wanted you, but
We wanted some Colin Farrell.
yeah.
But I was doing like stupid.
Harry Potter.
No, he wasn't in that. What did he do this year?
He did.
He usually does.
He did Widows, and
He usually does that. He's usually a part of that direct. He's usually acting.
I only remember him being in Widows, but he was in something else during the pandemic.
He's usually been acting with that guy with the Yorgos who did The Favourite and The Lobster
Yeah.
and Colonel Sacred
Nick
Deer.
Holt in The Favourite is life.
It's like,
You play-
he seems to be quite construct with you. Yeah.
I'm just having a quick nose.
You are.
He was in. I was in Kill.
Was it Widows? Was that like the
Well,
film
technically in
this year?
2017 he was filming Killing of a Sacred Deer, Beguiled, and
That came out last year. That came out in 2017.
Then
So Widows, he did
He did
Widows.
Widows, then he's been doing Dumbo as well.
Anyway, but yeah, Three Billboards outside of Missouri. It's like I said plenty about this film. Did you just spill your lemonade on me, Gary?
Gary's a lemonade boy.
Oh, you wife.
Gary's a lemonade boy.
But anyway, Gary and I did a review on the film. So if you want my
Two
mind,
bottles. 2 bottles.
yeah,
3
I
billboards.
didn't even remember we did a review of
that
it.
was your first review back in
You were
years.
here when I was poorly upstairs in bed and you two watched it.
I went to you pick a film from the shelf and then you picked it out and then we reviewed it.
Because I could hear you watching it upstairs.
Oh yeah, I thought I watched it at home.
No, you
No,
watched
you
it
watched
here.
it here because I would watch it. Oscar asked if I wanted to come down and watch it
You
with
were
these
well.
girls and well enough.
Oh, never mind then. Fair enough.
But yeah, we did a review on it. If you want more in-depth thoughts on Three Billboards, check out that review. It's one of the only reviews I did of 2018 films.
Yeah.
That's probably going to change with them this year. But anyway, what's your number 6, Sophie? Before
My
we
number
go
6.
to halfway
Now
point?
in the correct order. Was Shoplifters.
Didn't make it.
Did it not? Oh.
It's in my 20, I think,
It's in your top 20.
or 30. It's somewhere there. I don't know. Either way, Shoplifters.
I love Shoplifters. It was
Japanese film.
a nice, like, it was one of these films where it was like nice throughout.
We saw
It
two
was like
films.
it was one of these things where it was like it was a film where it was like it was so nice continuously.
There
I
was-
was waiting for something to happen. I was like, this can't just keep going nice, and then it did.
Apparently-
And then I was like, oh
We saw 2 films from this director. We saw this and The Third Murder.
yeah, I prefer this out of this
Apparently,
one.
Third Murder was very like he does more films like Shoplifters, like more like that's more
Yeah.
his like
That's his bag.
deal. But yeah,
But yeah, I really like this movie.
great casting.
The cast was really good. I loved all the characters. You believe the connection between all of them. I like the sets.
Is this your favourite foreign film of the year?
I'll just check.
Oh, they're like
I think. Yes, it is.
okay.
It's my favourite foreign film of the year. I really liked it. I got really emotional in the cinema when we
You
watched it.
did.
We watched it in
Tyneside.
Tyneside, which is like our favourite cinema. And I
We
was
watched
really,
it, then we
really
went to
impressed.
Wagamama
And it was,
right after.
we did. It was one of those films where it was just like I just didn't want it to stop. Like I wanted it to keep
It was
going.
weird for me because it's like there were moments where like there was like shots where it was like
I love how it
lingering.
ended as well, like the way that
Like,
the final shot.
The
that was-
film, like there was certain shots where it's like it was lingering. I'm like, okay, then so the film's going to end now, and then it didn't. It did that several times, and then when it actually ended, I didn't think it was going to end
Yeah.
like the last shot. I was like, oh, that's how that ended. No, like the acting was great. Mm-hmm. It's a very like
emotive and like just really well put together film.
it feels like it feels like it would be a Ghibli film.
It's one of these films I can't fault it really.
No, yeah. You know, like how I said last year, Okja felt like a live action Ghibli
Yeah.
film. That felt live action Ghibli in the sense of like spirited away in that.
I think
Whereas
it's like I always find it bizarre when I do, and this tends to happen with foreign cinema more than Western. Like it's more Eastern cinema as a rule. I find them a lot harder to critique.
yeah,
Like negative critique though. Like I can pick a lot of films to bits,
it's-
even ones that I like.
But just Asian films generally, you're
Yeah, for the there's some, but like a lot of them, especially like dramas and things like that, like I just can't really.
The only reason why I like how I lessen some of those films is like if I just didn't get like the same like strong emotions.
But with
compared to other
this one
films.
specifically, like there was nothing I could say about it really.
Yeah. With me, it's like it didn't stick with my mind as much. That's why I
Yeah.
didn't like make it. But like, I totally agree with you. Like it's very hard to fault the film. But yeah. But yeah,
We're going to take a quick break.
we're gonna have a quick break, about like a few 10 seconds or something like that to refresh ourselves. And we'll be back with our top 5. Back with well, it's not it's the second half of the Heelcast, and we're going to go for our top 5s of the year.
Yes.
Gary, what's your fifth
My
favourite film of 2018?
Double checking, it's not
Did it come out this year?
Johnny
Did it come out
English.
It's not the Greatest Showman, is it?
Oh yeah, it's a great show. I wish it was on my list, but
It can be.
I know I can't.
Yeah.
Came out December, didn't it? Last year.
Yeah.
26.
2017.
Mine is a Netflix exclusive.
There's a few of those this year.
Yeah, it's actually.
Did you get scared?
Yeah.
Not just the way you said exclusive, it just amazed me.
Exclusive.
Exclusive.
Remember you're liking this actually, and I can't remember what you were saying, but
Oh, I think I might know what it is.
Netflix Bandersnatch.
Oh, okay.
No,
I thought it was going to be Mowgli. You said
Alright,
Mogwai.
interesting.
Bandersnatch. Black Mirror Bandersnatch.
Black Mirror Bandersnatch.
People might be like, that's not a film.
Well, it is because it's over an hour long.
That's an hour and a half.
So, yeah.
But it's also
Technically, it's longer if you go through all the end.
but it's also not listed. But it's also not listed as an episode of Black Mirror.
It's its own thing.
It's its own thing.
Yeah, that's how I like came to it. But yeah, talk about
It's definitely
Bandersnatch.
full. Fight me about it. Or fight us about it.
I'm sure you want to fight people, Gary.
Yeah, I'll look at it. Bring it on. Guess favourite venues. Yeah, I like Black Mirror. It's a totally different way of like doing story in a film. Like I've actually played interactive movies before, like action.
What have you played before?
This is Xbox game. It's like shot in a film. It's called Late Shift or something.
Okay.
I enjoy playing that. And obviously Netflix Bandersnatch. Not Netflix.
Bandernaga.
What on earth?
Bandersnatch. I found myself replaying it a lot as well. Like I replayed it a lot.
Rewatching
but
it. It's a film.
yeah, it's an interactive game. So I felt rewatching it
Yeah.
to get different endings, and I got a few different endings.
I look forward to seeing what this technology can be done with other things.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. Well, they're kind of like bringing it into games and films, aren't they, in a way?
Well, games have been doing this.
games.
I know games have been doing it for longer, but I mean, like, it's kind of like
Quantic Dream want to have a word?
it's kind of like a weird wiggly line in between at the minute. With
Well,
things.
Netflix did that cartoon thing, didn't they? Minecraft or something. They did a Minecraft interactive game well before.
What did?
Bandersnatch came out. Netflix. It's on Netflix. Pretty sure it's on the kids section or something.
Alright.
I don't go on kids'
That's just what I've read on YouTube or something.
It's not going
Because-
kids Netflix all the time.
Because Telltale did Minecraft, but...
Yeah, and I think. I'm
think
pretty
Netflix
sure
did as well?
Netflix did as well.
Okay, right.
I'll Google it while I'm on air.
Yeah.
Netflix Interactive Minecraft. Oh, no, it looks like it is a thing. Interactive Minecraft Adventure is available on Netflix.
Yeah.
27th of November 2018.
It's
So,
but Telltale worked on it
oh, okay, so...
Alright.
because it says
Because it's...
when the Telltale Games laid off most of its staff in September, it temporarily returned to Skeleton Crew to finish up work on a Netflix version of Minecraft Story Mode. It's 3 episodes of interactive adventure.
Cool. But yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. Good cast.
Like to see seeing the bland boy from Dunkirk in a lead role.
Oh yeah, talk about
Is that where he was? I
Yeah.
knew his face. I was thinking, where have I seen this guy before?
Yeah.
Will Poulter, brilliant.
I like Will.
Oh, Will Poulter. What? Where have I seen him?
Um,
Is he in This
Loads.
Is England?
No, he was in Narnia 3.
Oh, that'd be where I saw it. 93. Oh,
Voyage of the Dawn Treader.
I got sleepy during that.
And he was also meant to be Pennywise, but
Son of Rambo.
yes,
Yeah.
that was yes.
He was in The Revenant as well.
Yes, he was. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what I've seen him in.
yeah, I enjoyed it. He did his social media as well, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. I don't
Due
know.
to the Netflix.
That's
Online.
disgusting.
Yeah.
That he's had to do that, I mean.
I think it was like.
I think he's just. I like to think he just did it anyway, but like,
Yeah.
but yeah.
He has the best eyebrows though, they're so interesting.
I liked him in it.
Before, do you have anything else to say about Bandersnatch?
I like the soundtrack. Even though it wasn't really a soundtrack as such, it was like songs.
Yeah.
I just enjoyed it. Like,
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Before I get on to my number 5, I'm just going to check the time of this, like how much memory we've got left on this. We're fine, we've got like an hour 38 left on record time, so we're
That's good.
My number 5, at one point was my favourite film of the year. I'm going to hear that a lot. I feel weird making this my number 5, but it's like as time's gone on, I've thought about it. I'm like, I've seen other films. I've thought about other films. Suspiria, which is one of the best. It's the way to do a remake, hands down. The way to do a remake, and it's my favourite horror film of the year, hands down as well. It's one of these films where it's like I watched the original Suspiria a few weeks before seeing this one,
Yeah.
and I really liked the original Suspiria. And it was interesting to see because this remake was happening. I was like, okay, it looks good apparently. I've heard good things about the film. Went into the film, and knowing that the film is like nearly an hour longer than the original. And the fact of they took the original film's so vibrant and bright, and this one is quite bleak. I was like, at first I was a bit on the fence. I'm like, am I going to be bored stiffless by this? I'm going to be really bored, and is it just going to repeat the same things I've already seen, but longer? And then one thing happened. It wasn't even. And then there was one moment that happened. I'm not going to spoil it.
Yeah.
There was one moment that happened, and I was captivated for the rest of the film. And this film includes the most disturbing scene in any film that I've ever seen, and it's oh god, it's just so bone chilling and bone cracking. The sound design is brilliant, where you hear the footsteps of the ballet and stuff like that. The editing of it is wonderful. I love the cinematography is great as well, but for a different reason than the original is.
Yeah.
Tilda Swinton might be the best supporting
Tour de
actress.
force.
Might be the best supporting actress performance, and not just for her one role.
Is she nominated?
No, it's just, this film has got nout.
That's disgusting.
Nothing. Did you think Suspiria was going to get any love at the Oscars?
It should have.
Should
It's a horror film though, and
That's what I mean. They get genre films are a bit funny with the Oscars. Get Out was an exception, clearly.
I'm fine with that because I love Get Out,
But yeah, Dakota Johnson wants the end proving that 3 bad films doesn't mean she's a bad actress.
yeah.
It's the same thing with Kristen Stewart, how she was in Twilight. People she's an awful actress.
Well, Jodie Garner's done good stuff as well.
Exactly, and Dakota Johnson's she's really good. Mia Goth
Maybe that's good. Yeah.
is one of my favourite up and comers right now. Marrowbone, which I liked.
I really enjoyed that movie.
She was really good in that. She's good in this. Yeah, and the ending, I was just
Boom. Boom.
which I mean that can mean multiple things when regarding the ending to that film. it's a film like I saw it, I was so affected by it, and at the time I was like, that's the best film I've seen this year. Not ever. I was like, that's the best film I've seen this year. It's
That's what
changed.
I'm saying. Mine too. Like,
It's changed, evidently, but I'm like, it just had such like an effect on me.
Yeah.
Like, and not even in the sense like I was crying, but I was just like so like, just this rush of emotions.
Yeah.
Just, and then I realized, I was like, hang on a minute, was there any dudes in this film? And then I asked, no, there was like those two guys. I went, yeah, but for the most part, it's all female.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, it is. I'm like, wow. Just wow. It's I need to see Luca's other film, like Call Me by Your Name, especially since
We've got it. We just haven't watched it.
Especially since I've become a bit of a Timothy
Chalamet fanboy over
I've
it.
become a bit of a Timothy Chalamet fan from his role in Lady Bird, and he was good in Lady Bird, but it's a beautiful boy.
I keep forgetting he's in Lady Bird.
But a beautiful boy, that was like the. That might be on next year's list. Beautiful boy, for me, maybe.
Beautiful boy.
Probably. But yeah, Sophie, what's your number 5?
My number 5, guys, is an animated film.
Excuse me. I know what this is then.
You know what it is?
I don't know, because you've probably seen that many animated films compared, like.
I haven't really. Mine is Into the Spider-Verse. I loved it. I thought the animation was really good. The soundtrack has been on repeat, I think, in our living room.
We don't mean the score, we mean
The soundtrack. We've had it on like every day.
Post Malone fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that song.
The animation was beautiful. I loved it.
I need more Miles Morales.
The music's
Over
great.
Peter Parker.
I love Miles Morales. I want to read like the full compendium of his story. I liked the plot. I liked the support characters as well.
Mahershala
Ali.
Mahershala Ali.
But even like I like the relationship between like Miles and his parents.
Yeah.
I liked how emotional it was. I like how it kind of like, for all it's a kids' film, it didn't like pander or anything. It's like kids' films that were out when we were kids.
Going into the film, I thought it was going to be basically like.
It's like when people die in this movie, they die.
Yeah. Like in this film, I kind of thought it was going to be like a. Like. In the same way Lego Batman was to Batman, I thought this was what it was going to be to Spider-Man, but it's much more.
There's so many films now for kids where
he's not dead.
He's not really dead, and like I'm not saying I want everyone in every film ever to die, but sometimes like you need that to.
If the bullet hits the person, make it like stay there,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah, if you're gonna commit to killing someone off, commit to killing them
And
off.
they do multiple times.
And it's really cool. And we discovered another crush of mine.
Oh, Peter B. Parker.
Peter B. Parker. I stand Peter B. Parker.
I thought you meant just me. It's just we collectively discovered now.
Not the Chris Pine Peter Parker, the chubby Peter Parker with the sweatpants.
Nicolas Cage as Spider Noir.
Oh yeah.
Can we just say?
John Mulaney as Spider-Ham.
Can we just say a bit of a side note? What Ian Cage has had. Very like.
Still loves this year.
He was Superman in Teen Titans Go to the Movies. He was Spider Noir in the Spider-Verse. He was in Mandy, which that's a beast of its own. Didn't make my list.
That film. I'm still recovering from that film, to be honest.
Mandy.
Yeah, like
The first hour is like a slow art house thing.
I don't hate it.
And the second,
I don't even dislike it. I don't know how I feel about it.
And the second hour is Nick Cage being mental. Literally, it goes from being like slow.
It's like it goes from
art
Lars
house.
von Trier to like Evil Dead.
Speaking of Lars von Trier, maybe. But yeah, in the Spider-Verse.
I loved it. I just thought it was great. I've seen it twice at the cinema now.
I saw it 3 times. Not because
I
I
want to
was
see
like,
it 3 times.
not because I was like doing it. Not because I was doing it like in a Mad Max Fury Road type way. Because it's like I saw it with Gary and Lewis, and Sophie still wanted to see it, so I saw.
Well, the first time I was supposed to go with Gary and Lewis and you, but I was hungover, so I didn't. I stayed and watched High School Musical 3 instead.
Yeah, and then we took another friend of ours.
With Victoria.
Yeah, then we took another friend of ours to see it.
Yeah.
But yeah. So, Gary, what's your number 4?
Number 4. we've just been talking actually. Spider-Verse,
Oh, okay.
my number 4. What can I say about
I don't
Spider-Verse?
know, Gary, what can you say about Spider?
Just everything is good about the Spider-Verse. The animation was mint, like how the different universes collided in the comic book world. Like every character had a different sort of style of comic. I don't know if there's a right word for that. Like, oh, it's drawn on
Illustration.
illustration.
Yeah.
Like different characters had that. Like every Spider-Man had that sort of illustration.
Yeah.
Nick Cage is good. I love Nick Cage in that film.
We don't pick the ballroom, we just dance.
Spider Noir. I don't know what song. I wasn't really a big fan of the soundtrack for some reason.
You weren't on the soundtrack? Oh, sacrilege.
Apart from the end credits song and some other.
In credits song?
I don't know what it was.
Which one was in credits song?
You
Was it what?
That'd be good vocal.
I don't know.
Okay.
Good enough.
That Stan Lee cameo meant so much more since he passed, though. Like, evidently, it wasn't
The
meant.
after credits though.
Like, it did. Like, the Stan Lee cameo wasn't meant to be this like hard. It's not even like the actual cameo. It's not even like the cameo like was really like emotional. It's the fact of like where it just cut to him and he was like, "I'm gonna miss him," and it was like it didn't mean for it to be like meant in the way it actually like came across, but it was like that. But it was like, "I'm gonna miss him," and then he like scammed him out of like.
They probably did it well before like he died, didn't he?
Well,
Well, obviously. I did it from beyond the grave. I just got a fucking Ouija board home.
it's the Underly.
Yeah, I liked it. That's the reason it's my number.
Sorry.
But yeah, the end credits as well. You're pointing at me. No, you're pointing at me.
Yeah. But yeah, that's my number 4.
My number 4 is a film that technically came out in 2017 with the American folk, and that's Greta Gerwig's Lady Bird. This probably would be higher. I haven't seen it though since January, so in February.
That long?
It was
So it's February because you had a
I broke
foot.
a foot, so it would have been February. But I haven't seen it since then. I wanted to. For a while, I was debating. This was almost my number 1. It was Lady Bird and Suspiria for a while that I was back and forth with, and evidently they were my 5 and 4 now. But it's a film where it's like, I don't know, I didn't think I could relate to this film. Like, of all the films I've seen this year, this is the film I was like, oh, that's me. And as in me, it's Saoirse Ronan. I was like, that's me there. That high school female there, that's me. But no, like, it's like, it took place within like the early 2000s, which, you know, I like have fond memories of. That's my,
We were alive then.
we were alive then. So, you know, I like that, and in a similar way to how I felt about Boyhood, I felt about Lady Bird, but this was much better paced than Boyhood. Greta Gerwig did a fantastic job with the script and the directing. Laurie Metcalf as the mother.
She was really good.
Like, that relationship there, big relates, is all I can say about that. Huge relatability. I think that's like the most relatable element to it. Jonah Hill's sister, she was good in it as well. She was Lady
She
Bird's
best
best,
friend.
yeah.
Oh.
And again, Lucas Hedges was really good. Timothy Chalamet. This was my introduction to Timothy Chalamet. No, he wasn't. Interstellar's my introduction to Timothy Chalamet.
Is it Interstellar?
He plays young Casey Affleck, which is funny.
I could see that.
Which is funny because I said like the other day, I'm like, he's like the better Casey Affleck.
Yeah.
But he plays.
He doesn't
young.
mumble.
Yeah, he enunciates. But I mean, I don't.
Tightens his lips.
But yeah, like I know just everything about it works. I think it's made like, I mean, hey, A24. You know, A24 didn't dominate this year as much as I thought it would.
Yeah.
Like, Hereditary didn't like sweep my list.
I enjoyed Hereditary.
Same.
But I wouldn't say it was like when everyone was going, it's probably like one of the best horror films.
First Reforms didn't necessarily like sweep it.
I like First Reform.
So did I, but it didn't like dominate. I didn't see 8th grade. I didn't see mid-90s, which were two A24
to be fair
films,
though,
which I wanted to see.
a big part of that was the fact that we just didn't have them here.
No.
Like, they weren't available.
No.
I dare say if they were on, we'd have gone to see them.
Well, yeah,
but
we
they
would
just
have
weren't.
done. But Lady Bird, great film, Greta Gerwig. She's doing another film, I think about like the suffragettes or something like that. And Timothy Chalamet's in that as well, so, you know, good stuff. But
Sorry,
anyway,
Gary, just keep standing on my feet.
but yeah, Lady Bird, brilliant film. My number 4, it's the most relatable film. It's one of my favourite coming of age stories,
Yeah.
easily. And the ending, the ending. It's like so like heartbreaking, but like not in like that way, in like another way. But yeah, Lady Bird, fantastic film. Saoirse Ronan, brilliant. What's your number 4, Soph?
My number 4 is 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri.
Nice.
And I've only watched it once in January, but I said to you, literally, I think we came out of the movie, I went, that's going to be my top 10 this year.
Yeah.
Without a doubt, I knew it would be.
Yeah. Same thing with me. Like I knew it would be.
I knew it would, to be honest, I knew it would be in my top 5,
Yeah.
like before I'd even seen anything else, because I just loved it so much. Like, it was so, like, heart-wrenching at points.
Mm-hmm.
And it's probably the most serious thing Martin McDonagh's done.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
For all, like, you would think that In Bruges was quite serious, and it's...
No, it is serious.
Right.
It
It's
is,
serious,
but it's like,
Yeah.
this is the most serious, like...
We put on In Bruges for a laugh.
And it's interesting.
And then we go for the laughs, we stay for the drama.
It's the most American thing he's done.
Well, it's the only like.
Well, it's
American-
Seven Psychopaths.
Oh no, yeah, it is
It's
Seven
American.
Psychopaths, yeah.
But I got more...
Well, this for like old school, like
This was more
Western.
This was like a Coen Brothers film.
Yeah. Well, Frances McDormand is like a staple within Coen Brothers
Yeah,
stuff. And,
I loved her so much. Like, that character, and I like the fact that everyone in
Mildred
it...
Pierce was it?
Yeah, Mildred Pierce. Everyone's two-dimensional.
Do you mean three-dimensional?
Three-dimensional, yeah, that's what... Everyone... Not two-dimensional, that's wrong. Everyone's three-dimensional. Like, no one's good and no one's bad. Like, they're just people and they're
Send us
flawed
a review.
people. But you do find Martin McDonagh does that a lot in films anyway.
Everyone's flawed. Like if you look at In
Yeah.
Bruges, the only person that's good is the pregnant woman.
Yeah.
That's the only like.
They're all awful people.
Yeah. Yeah.
But even the people who are nice, like Chloe, she's a drug dealer.
Yeah.
She steals off
Yeah.
people.
And in 3 Billboards, it's like even like Pete Dinklage is like even you'd be like, oh, he's like the only nice one there. Even he's a bit like.
He's a bit questionable at points.
It's like, can you like just leave her alone? Like she clearly says she doesn't want to be with you, but he's like, oh wait, come on.
And I just think it was a really good film about with like she was a strong character, but it doesn't occur to you so much that she's a woman.
No, yeah, definitely.
She's just a really strong character.
Might be my favourite lead actress performance.
Yeah.
Mint.
Deserved the
Oscar. No, yeah.
Deserved the Oscar,
She
for
definitely
sure,
did.
and I loved
She
her
definitely
Oscar
did.
speech as well. That was beautiful.
I wanted to grow up to be Frances McDormand.
Did I say that? Did
I
that?
tweeted
Or did you
that.
tweet that?
Because I tweeted like because I think Gary Oldman made a speech. I went like, I want to grow up to be Gary Oldman. Excuse me. And then Frances McDormand did a speech. I went, I also want to grow up to be Frances McDormand. But yeah.
Yeah.
I want more Martin McDonough.
I want more Martin McDonagh.
I want more
Frances McDormand.
I want more Martin McDonough with Colin Farrell and Brendan Gleeson.
Is that the first Oscar she's won?
Nah, she won for Fargo, I think.
Oh, did she?
She's good in Fargo. You like her in Fargo. You're
Yeah.
number 3, Gary?
My number 3.
In top 3.
Any guesses?
We're getting there. We're getting there.
Halloween? No? Okay, I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. I think I know, but I don't.
Dun, 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 dun.
Mission Impossible
Yeah,
6.
okay.
Mission Impossible. Fallout.
6.
Fallout.
Yeah, 6.
It's
Yeah.
Fallout.
6 Fallout.
Fallout 76.
I enjoy.
You enjoy.
I do.
Get my sword.
I do mess with that. I actually enjoyed this one.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's Tom Cruise and he does helicopter stuff and he
Yeah.
does all sorts.
This is probably the best Mission Impossible.
Hands down.
Didn't make me list.
I'll fight anyone who tells me otherwise.
Gutted, but it's
It's
not.
not just action.
It didn't make my list.
I think it's in my top 20.
But it's in my top
I
20.
think it's like in my top 20.
Like it's not just for action. It had like decent story elements.
I think I knew this film was like above all the other Mission Impossible films when the bathroom fight happened. I was like, oh,
That bathroom.
Yeah.
I just love the bit where he
Yes.
loads his arm. Beautiful.
and I mean, if this is the film that like Henry Cavill refused to shave his mustache for Justice League, I mean, he
I'd
made that
rather
choice.
watch him in this.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd rather watch him in this as well.
Yeah.
I'd rather watch this over Justice League.
Over any of the DCU films?
Oh, apart from Aquaman.
I'd much rather watch Mission Impossible Fallout.
I'd rather watch Fallout than Aquaman as much as I enjoyed
To be
Aquaman.
honest, yeah.
I'm not saying Aquaman's a bad film. I'm just saying Mission Impossible
Oh,
is
yes, yeah.
superior to
Yeah.
that.
Okay, I just want to sit and. Well, actually, I'm going to rephrase this. I was going to say I'd just like to sit and watch them all again. I'd like to sit and watch them all again, except for 2.
Yeah, even
Because I-
one.
2 was a pretty weak one.
2 was sham.
Yeah.
2 was bad.
Two should have been the
2 was not a Mission Impossible film. to be
entirety
honest.
of the film. It felt like James Bond fanfic is the best way to describe it. But yeah,
Yeah. I enjoyed the soundtrack. Very good soundtrack. Actually, I kept listening on repeat since it came out.
we're getting the other 2 in 2020 and 21. And Christopher McQuarrie. And Christopher McQuarrie's doing the.
Director.
He's going to end up doing 4 Mission Impossible films, which is like we haven't seen that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, they've all had different directors, haven't they?
yeah.
Oh yeah, because
Brian De Palma did the first, John Woo did the second, J.J. Abrams did the third, Brad Bird did the fourth, and then it was Christopher McQuarrie, and he's doing 5, 6, 7, 8. So
Which
5, 6,
Which
7, 8.
I'm happy with that, to be honest.
no, I wasn't sure, like, because I was like, I kind of wish like they got a new
It's interesting how-
director for 6, but I was like,
It's interesting how the story will go after this.
I need to rewatch
I
it.
can't remember for sure how it ended.
Oh,
I remember a death in it, so I remember that. I know that.
How could you forget a death in it, to be fair?
But yeah,
Yeah, so
brilliant,
I'm just
brilliant. Yeah, need to rewatch it.
Top Gun 2 next year. That's just that.
That's the chair, by the way.
Top Gun 2, eh?
Yeah, that's
Top Gun
my
2.
anticipated film of all time. We've been waiting 80s for that film.
Well, you weren't alive in the 80s, obviously.
I know.
You weren't waiting since the 80s.
I first watched it. Which is a long time ago. Yeah, that was my number.
3. My number 3 is a film I saw recently. It's Roma. It's, yeah.
Oh.
This is fresh in my mind, so this is probably why it's number.
It was really good.
I debated maybe making my number 1, but I thought, I'll hold off on that. I'll let it settle a bit. But so far, it's my fate. But yeah, it's brilliant. It's, in my opinion, it's the best made film of the year. If I'm being unbiased and if I'm trying to be like critical about it, it's the best film of 2018, hands down. Like without a doubt. Like this is kind of the tone I wanted The Other Side of the Wind to feel, the Orson Welles film that got
The one that you
finished.
went that first on.
Yeah, I much preferred the documentary, They'll Love Me When I'm Dead. That was brilliant, but the film not so much. Whereas this film felt like a film, it almost felt like a film from the Expressionist era of the 50s, like a foreign expressionism film of the 50s, where like black and white, beautiful cinematography, the best shot film of 2018. Shot digitally as well. The choice to make this black and white was the best choice.
I said
for
to
this
you,
film.
the intro was just like ASMR.
Oh, the inch that sets the whole tone for the film as well.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. Again, like that's the best way I can describe this film. It's beautiful. Aside from Children of Men, this is hands down Alfonso Cuarón's best film. Better than Prisoner of Azkaban, better than Gravity.
How can you say that about the Prisoner of Azkaban?
I'm just saying. It's just like watching this film. I felt like I was watching a film that would get studied in like time to come. Like it felt like, and it felt like I'm watching one of the. You know, like how you think back, like, oh, I wonder what it would have been like to live in a time when Hitchcock was releasing films. Like, oh, I wonder what it would have been like to live in a time when Fellini was releasing films, or like, you know, like these like really like experimental auteur directors.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like watching an Alfonso Cuarón film.
Yeah.
These trio of Mexican directors, being Cuarón, Del Toro, and Inarritu, are like, they release some of the best there is. And Roma is like, it feels like pure cinema in the sense of like, this story could not have been told in any other form other than film. Like, you couldn't have done it in play, you couldn't have done it in a book, you couldn't have done it in a video game, film is the only way this could have been made. And it's it's just so powerful when not really anything happens. And it took me till after the film to realise, oh yeah, there's no score. This film doesn't have a score.
You just made me realise there actually.
But like it takes you with it all.
Yeah.
And it's like, and this film was evidently very personal to Alfonso Cuarón. It was like based off like, it's essentially, apparently he said it's 90% of it's based off memories from his childhood growing up. And it's just like, it's the closest thing to like a foreign 50s film that I've seen within this decade. And it's like one of these films I think more on about it, it's gonna be regarded as one of the greatest films of all time. Like, I honestly do think that. Like, I'm not necessarily saying one of my favourites, but I think this would belong in a list. So, like side by side with something like another Akira Kurosawa.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like that level of filmmaking, and the fact he produced, directed, wrote, edited, shot the thing.
Yeah.
It's like the definition, and I do that, and I don't make anything like Roma. It's like pure filmmaking at its finest. It probably will get higher on my list, but I literally only saw it last night, so I need to let it sit with me.
Yeah.
But at this moment in time, I want this to win Best Picture. I get the Oscars. I need to see Green Book and Vice, but Roma, it's absolutely fantastic. But it's not my favourite foreign film.
I think I know where it is.
Go on, what's your number 3, Sophie?
My number 3 is Lady Bird.
Nice.
I knew it would be my top 3.
I don't know what your number 2 is going to be then.
Don't you?
Because my thought it was going to be Lady Bird or another film that was going to be your number 1. So, and if Lady Bird wasn't going to be your number 1, I thought it was going to be your number 2. So I'm really curious then.
I just really liked it. Obviously, I have a really strong relationship with my mum.
You're a sucker with anything like mother-child.
Mother-daughter, that's why I love Brave so much.
Room.
But me and my mum have always kind of gone on, so I can't say that I relate to the clashing as much. But I just like when they do honest portrayals of mother-daughter relationships in film. I love Saoirse Ronan. She's so real. Yeah.
But everyone in this is just so real.
I just like how well they portray what teenagers are like. If everything feels natural, it doesn't feel like you're watching a film. It just feels like you're just watching someone's behaviour.
Definitely.
You're just following the way someone lives in a way.
Mm-hmm.
And I just really like how authentic it feels. And I really like the ending. I like the music, cinematography.
Yeah.
I like that it's definitely got a female touch to it.
Yeah.
I enjoy Greta Gerwig.
I need to see more of this stuff because apparently she's the queen of indie, of the indie cinema.
I just really, it struck a chord with me, and I thought about it a lot after we left the while we were watching it and after we left the cinema. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say about that.
Yeah. Alright, what's your number 2?
That'll look 2 minutes. Alright.
Did you get surprised there? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Go on then, what's your number 2? What's your second favourite film?
This year, it's been a massive year to overcome one of my horrors of mine. I was actually watching Halloween. Actually watching horror films.
Yeah, as we did a bit of a mission in October.
We did a bit of a mission.
A mission that will continue as well.
I got, not a big fan of Halloween. Horror films. I was going to say Halloween films. Horror films. Still not a big fan of horror films.
What your number 2 is, Gary?
I wonder what my number 2 is after when I just did a massive reveal type of. It's Halloween.
Wow! You kind of already dropped the bomb there, Gary.
Yeah.
Just dropped it again.
Halloween
is my number 2 of 2018. What a film that was, by the way. That was a beautiful film. I seen the first...
The tracking shot. Oh! Love it.
Everything about it, man. Not just
No, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I enjoyed this film.
Yeah.
Just saying.
I think everybody did, to be honest.
For the most part, yeah. Blumhouse, man.
Blumhouse.
Do good stuff.
The Blumhouse man.
So good.
Like, I'm just trying to think. I've got good things to say about the soundtrack by John Carpenter
And his son.
and his son.
And someone else.
And
There's
someone
three people
else.
that did the score.
Um,
Brilliant score. I love it.
brilliant
Oh yeah, the scar was lovely.
the John B. Peters and walked at the cinema.
The cinematography was.
Oh, the soundtrack was stunning.
The way they handled Michael Myers was
Yeah.
brilliant.
It felt like Halloween 1, but in
With
like
the touch of
yeah,
today's filmmaking.
a touch of today's filmmaking. And
Yeah.
I love number 1.
Same.
Like that's yeah. I like number 2 as well, to be honest.
It was good.
And then,
I have a different Halloween too. That's my second favourite Halloween film.
I've just realised, sorry, I know it's real, but just think about Halloween 2. Like,
Which one?
the original. I always go back to the thing with Ben Tramer, but after we watched Nostalgia Critic's review of the 2014 Robocop movie, I've just realised how many things you could make into a meme from The Godfather.
Yeah. Like, oh no, God!
Oh god, not Ben Tramer!
You could. You could.
Absolutely could. Or like, what was the other one with... There's another one I had in mind, but like that one sprung to mind particularly. Have you seen The Godfather, Gary?
No.
Right, okay.
I keep telling you.
it's too long, right?
It's not too long. If you can sit through First Man, you can sit through The Godfather, man.
It's not 3 hours, Gary. Gary, it's not 3
not 3
hours.
hours.
It's like 105 or something, isn't it?
1 hour and 40. That's not a long film. That's very average.
It's not an hour 40.
It's supposed
It's
to.
2 hours 40, but it's like what, Gary? You can binge Black Mirror. You can binge TV shows which take 10 hours to do.
Isn't it a
I don't watch a lot of TV. But
Interstellar's like about the same length as Godfather.
Is it?
Yeah.
we're all watching Interstellar.
You haven't seen The Godfather.
So we prefer Interstellar.
How do you know?
It's been very full of one time.
You haven't seen The Godfather. You can't make that opinion
I don't-
if you haven't seen the film.
I thought that's going to be like about hot.
I highly doubt the greatest film ever made is going to be better than like.
It is literally classed as like one of the greatest films.
I highly doubt the greatest film ever made is going to be better than like one of Christopher Nolan's weaker films.
Yeah, if you can sit through fucking Dunkirk, then you can sit
You
through
can, if you can sit through Dunkirk, which is an hour shorter than The Godfather, and The Godfather goes by like that compared to Dunkirk.
And what you're into, like if you're in like mafia.
Yeah, if you're into like interesting stories compared to a history lesson,
But
yeah.
it's not just about mafia though, it's about family.
It's a family. About family. Do you like Family Guy?
It's
Do you
about-
hate your dad? Is that what it is? Then watch The Godfather with your dad.
Kev, he's slagging you off here.
How do you know? Every dad likes The Godfather.
What's your
Every dad.
foreign
Every dad likes The Godfather. You call him
Say
Roma.
shitty foreign
You
name.
call him
I wouldn't
Roma.
watch Roma either, to be honest.
Yeah, I want to suggest. Every dad likes The Godfather. My dad doesn't like films. My dad doesn't.
I think my dad's seen it and he went, oh, that's a bit heavy going, but I don't know whether that means he likes it or not.
It's a. Gary, you can't be a dude.
I know my dad likes Goodfellas.
You can't be a guy and not at least see The Godfather.
My dad
once
hasn't
in
seen
your
The
life.
Godfather.
Who?
My dad hasn't seen The
Are you
Godfather.
sure?
I'm pretty sure.
I guarantee
Ask
you.
him. I'm going to inbox him now and ask.
I don't inbox him, I tell him myself.
No.
No, I'm
Ask
inboxing
him.
Kevin
Because
now.
he's in the gym anyway.
Well, then he'll read it when he gets out the gym.
Hi Kev. Gary is saying you've never seen The Godfather
Is this true?
and we don't believe him. Is he telling the truth?
But yeah.
I fucking...
Sorry, Kev.
You're very Anyway, Halloween.
Yeah, I enjoy it. Halloween. Other than I liked it.
Can't believe I'm just doing that.
Can't believe you've done this.
I can't believe you've done this.
We did. The three of us did like a big spoiler like talk on the new Halloween. So if you want more of our in-depth things, go and check that review out. So we can't like gush about it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
My number 2.
Oh,
My number 2.
I need some boundaries.
My number 2 was my number 1 until this morning.
Shut on the Godfather.
My number 2 was my number 1 this morning.
Well, did ITV's this morning?
Bet you'll get a text off your dad in a bit.
And then here's the thing. You know, I was on about saying Roma is not my favourite foreign film. This is my favourite foreign film of the year. This is also my favourite Netflix film of the year. It's only a film that I would have as my number 2. The Night Comes For Us.
I knew
It's
you were
my
going to say that.
second favourite film of the year. It was my number 1. It genuinely was my number 1 that I thought about like my new number 1. And I was like,
I like that film.
but The Night Comes For Us. Oh, I don't know like how much I can express this film. It's a film where I'm a huge like martial arts fan. I'm a huge Raid film fan, and this film is like not as good as the Raid 2. Better than the Raid 1 in my opinion. And
Okay, sorry to interrupt, but I just need to ask. Does your dad actually remember meeting me at any point?
Can't remember.
he would do.
I would hope so.
He would do.
I'm only joking. Anyway, sorry, continue on your point. It was just something I felt like I needed to ask.
But yeah, The Night Comes For Us. I think it's. I said this when I first watched it. This is how much of an idiot. It is so much of a dummy I am. A big dummy. I almost like cried at just how good the action was like twice in this film. It was the fight scene where like just all the guys were like piling in.
Stella.
It was like when all the guys were just piling in like that room where like Bobby and like the guys.
Yeah,
were, like,
that was really
I was like, it just kept going. I was like, oh my god, this is so amazing. And the end fight, the final. I'm not going to spoil who it's between because I feel that is a spoiler if you say like who it's between.
Yeah.
But the final fight. Like, that just kept going. I almost cried at that as well because I was like, I'm just so overwhelmed by it, how amazing this is. And then the ending, like the actual end of the film, I just screamed just because, like, like the credits hit and I just went like, ah, just because I was just so like blown away by this film. It's a film that like I kept wanting to watch it again. Like, how much was I badgering you? Like, what's that?
Of course, I know.
And then like and then it was over. I was like, kind of want to watch it again. It's the film that I've been thinking to myself. I want to watch it.
I want to
again.
watch it again.
So badly. It's good that I'm kind of good it's a Netflix film because I can't own a Blu-ray of it.
Yes. You never know. Maybe someday.
Hopefully, but I love like this film is like for me. It's like I'm a sucker for Asian cinema. It's almost like the Raid films mixed with The Villainess mixed with Sleeping Dogs.
Yes, for sure.
And I think I said something else. I can't remember.
You did, but I can't remember
I think Old Boy. I
what
said.
it was. Yeah, I would think you said all those
Yeah, it's just all of that, and I love all of those films. And it's just like the aesthetic of it, and it's like just like literally. There's a point where the film just becomes like the last half an hour is just action. Like it's just action, and like there's some extremely innovative uses of the camera, and like the editing, sound design, brilliant sound design. The score, oh, love that synth. Love that synth. The lighting, the butcher fight. My goodness.
That was properly. Sorry, Gary. That was proper Sleeping Dogs. That like.
Exactly. I was like, it's like a fight scene in Sleeping Dogs. This. And again, Iko Uwais and Joe Taslim, Julia Stell, it's just... And then more people who can just fight. And, I love this.
You were squealing internally and externally.
Yeah, like, this is the reason why I made this my number 2 is because I'm like, this is like everything I wanted in, like, the 18 rated film. In a sense, like, we had a good load of 18 rated films in 2018, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
Because we got like
I think that
Apostle,
on
Suspiria,
my list on Letterboxd
Overlord.
of everything I've seen, I've got more hearts than I have not.
Yeah.
To be honest,
Same.
It's been a really good year, I think. I know what people say it was a disappointment. Yeah, for Cinema Breath, that was a really good one.
I think we managed to see a lot.
We saw a lot, and I think we saw a lot of the good stuff.
Yeah,
but we weren't stupid enough to go and watch things that we.
Venom. We used to Venom.
I went to see Venom. I didn't hate it. I didn't like it.
But like Holmes and Watson, we had bad things. So
we should go. The only thing that was the exception was the Meg, but at least we had a laugh.
That's just forgettable to me at this point.
Yeah, but we had fun. Like it was a fun experience to be had with friends.
Yeah, but The Night Comes For Us. Yes, I just said I prefer it over.
Oh no, I went to see Jurassic World 2 with Vicky, but that was just that was fun.
But with The Night Comes For Us, yes, I just said I prefer it over Roma. However, I would watch That Comes Trust more than I watch Roma. And it's like everything that I kind of like love in like a badass fun film.
Yeah.
However, my number one
I know what your number one's gonna be.
just like exceeded that, just slightly. Again, that happened like a few hours ago. I was like, no, this is my number one. But that's because I thought more about it. But yeah, your number two, Sophie.
My number two is You Were Never Really Here.
Okay.
I loved it a lot. I thought Joaquin Phoenix was fantastic. I loved the way it was shot. I can't think what vibes I got from it, but it reminded me of something, not something I've seen before, but a style I've seen before. I thought that the violence was like really well done, like the fights and everything. I liked the plot. I liked that it was quite contained. It's a character study really more than anything. But I always like films like that.
Well, it was meant to be quite like quick
Yeah.
because the book is apparently
I've got the
big
book on my
page.
wish list to
It's a
read.
big page turner, so apparently like they didn't want to
Yeah.
like extend it. They wanted
It was,
to be like
to be honest, Joaquin was the like the main point for me. I just thought it was really good, and the cinematography. I really like the cinematography too, and the music. It's just everything. I
Yeah.
can't say. I get why a lot of people probably wouldn't like it, but I'm not one of those people.
You saw. What did you think
I
of
liked
it?
it.
Yeah.
It's a very strong soundtrack. I love the soundtrack.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought it was like emotional, but it was like brutal as well. Just really good. I just
Yeah.
really liked it. It almost made my number one actually. But I think you'll know what my number one is if I haven't already said it.
Yeah. Before we go on our favourite films, honourable mentions.
Yes,
Yeah.
it was gone fast, Gary.
Don't know how to sing it.
We can just say honourable mentions for me. Phantom Thread.
We've already picked 5 each.
Yeah. I need to rewatch Phantom Thread, but
Yeah.
you know I love it. Daniel Day-Lewis, love his performance in that. Sorry to Bother You. Talked about already. Coco, talked about it.
That's what in my mind.
Shape of Water. I need to rewatch it. Beautiful love letter to cinema and like
Yeah.
everything that like that's like proper like old school 50s feel.
Yeah.
But like in like the most whimsical romancy way. I love that film so much. I need to rewatch it though. And Mission Impossible Fallout, again, honourable mention. I just said 5 there. I want to throw in another one just because I did talk about like Mission Impossible Fallout and other films. Wildlife. Paul Dano's directorial debut. Jake Gyllenhaal, amazing in it. Carey Mulligan, really good. Quiet film, but like it's like a film that you would expect Paul Dano to direct. And I love Paul Dano anyway. He's
Yeah.
one of my favourite people in Hollywood, and I want to see him do more. I want to see him act more, and from this film, I really want to see him direct more.
Yeah.
So, honourable mentions, Gary?
Put it in number one, to be honest. Isle of Dogs.
Isle of Dogs.
Yeah,
I forgot you saw that.
Yeah, love the Isle of Dogs.
Yeah, I need to rewatch that one. I need to rewatch Isle of Dogs. Yeah. Score, really
Oh,
good.
let's go.
Alexander Desplat.
Surprising him.
Splat.
He did?
What did he?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
You think the First Man got nominated and that didn't get nominated, you didn't get them the other way around?
It's called Globes, you see.
Yeah.
Got mixed up between the Globes and Globes.
Right.
Mine, I'm sticking with 5 because I got 5 and yeah. So mine are Overlord, which
Yes.
I fucking loved it. It was so good. It nearly made my number 10. I remembered Sorry to Bother You existed.
Yeah. The guy's directing the Flash Gordon film.
But I really, really liked Overlord. It was just like Predator, but a horror film.
I thought it was going to be in the Cloververse, but it turned out it didn't need to be. It was
It
good
didn't
enough.
need to be, it was just cool. It was just fun. I had a lot of fun. I started the film off quite tipsy, but I sobered up as it went on and I still had a lot of fun.
Just a proper like.
Just the violence and the characters.
Yeah.
And it was a total dick flick, but I loved it.
Exactly.
Mission Impossible Fallout.
Yes.
I just loved it, generally. It was the best Mission Impossible film I've seen. The Night Comes for Us, pretty much for the same reasons that we've just said. Apostle,
Yeah.
same reasons again that we've already said. And this one is kind of polarising, because
To us or generally?
just generally,
Okay.
like, I still don't know whether it deserves to be in my honourable mention.
Is it Annihilation?
No. It's a really weird one, and it's a really, like,
I don't know what this is.
I don't know.
Is
How's
it-
the
is it-
Jack build? And
I wanted to talk about this, but I couldn't fit it in there.
yeah, it kind of I squeezed it in. There's just something about it, I don't know, it won't
Matt
leave
Dillon.
my head.
It's Matt Dillon.
Part of it, I didn't like the end that much, but the rest of the movie I really took it, even though it was really unnecessarily violent. And we have an answer from Kev.
What did Kev say?
The one with Marlon Brando in, there's 1, 2, 3.
Yes, that one.
You might say like fucking yonks before I was born. Then.
I just put, yeah, the first one.
I don't care. We do, Gary.
Is it Michelle's birthday today?
Yes, it is.
Happy birthday, Michelle.
I've just given her some money.
Michelle?
She put a fundraiser on
Oh.
for mental health on Facebook, so I've just done it in Fiverr.
Cool. Anyway, Gary, your favourite. I think I know what it
You
is.
probably know what it is, but I know, yeah.
Go on then.
Borat. Green your mouth.
We said Borat?
Borat.
I love Borat.
I mean, two men with moustaches.
Yeah.
Imagine if you just like every year you were just like, no, Borat's the
He was going to play Freddie Mercury.
He was.
Borat specifically.
Borat.
Not Sacha Baron Cohen. Borat.
Yes. Go on then. Talk about Bohemian Rhapsody.
And Freddie Mercury.
I
Sorry.
just love Queen. Like, just give me any Queen song. And I'll be like, jam. This is the jam. Rami Malek's performance.
Yeah.
Outstanding performance.
Yeah.
I'd be glad if he gets the Oscar.
There's a
Well,
strong
I don't
chance.
know if he will get the Oscar.
I think Bale's a strong lock for that.
Bale's
isn't it?
got one. I think I was happy that he got the Golden Globe, to be honest. Like,
Yeah.
Rami Malek. Yeah. So if he got the Golden Globe and Bale got the Oscar, I would. Yeah.
I think Bale won the Critics' Choice,
Yeah.
but Bale also won Best Actor in a Comedy at the Globes, and I think he's nominated for the SAG. The best thing is to see what the Screen Actors Guild pick as their winner, and usually
Yeah.
that's like the best.
Is that a good, like,
Yeah,
a good indication?
look at the Guild Awards, because the Producers Guild is usually a good indication of what will win the Best Picture, and Green Book won the Producers Guild, so Green Book might end up winning the Best Picture. But
Yeah, so I could see that happening.
So we have yet to watch it, but it's not out here yet, so...
Vice and Green Book haven't come out in the UK yet, so
Yeah, but we're going to be seeing them when they do, so, yeah. We'll probably have more to say about that then.
might do a review. Don't know. Might get back in the swing of things.
Maybe.
Anyway,
Maybe.
yeah.
And the Live Aid scene, which is actually was the best thing they've shot for the film.
I don't think Bryan Singer deserves credit at all for the film.
No.
He really doesn't. I get why, but he doesn't.
I don't know. I don't associate myself with the politics of the films. Like, I'm just like.
It's just more so like.
It's just he's
like,
credited as director and he didn't really direct it. So.
That's the issue. I'm not like trying to be like he's a
You're not saying he's a bad person, he just...
He's not a good
He didn't
dude.
turn up on set for, like, the majority of the film.
It was basically Rami Malek, the cinematographer,
Yeah.
and like the guy who directed Rocket Man, who finished the last few weeks of filming, of the three directors in a sense, because I think Rami Malek held. I think like Brian May and Roger Taylor also held it down as well. But like Bryan Singer hasn't been associated with the film at all. Well, evidently he got fired from it, but
He did. I believe Bryan Singer was on the set. He'd done
when he decided to go
the
to
Live
set.
Aid. He'd done the Live.
Well, that was the first thing that was shot, so
shot, yeah.
Yeah, so it kind of would have to be,
Yeah.
I guess.
did he have to be there
Did he
anyway?
have to exist?
Obviously the soundtrack is like Queen anyway, so
It's like Queen.
well, it is Queen.
It's very similar to Queen.
It's very sound mixed as well between like.
The
three
sound
guys.
design, I love it. Yeah, because it's a mix. It's a mixture of Freddie, Rami, and Marcel.
Yeah, a guy does Queen songs, covers or something.
What?
So I said to Kev, yeah, the first film he put, I might have a long time ago, American Crime.
Yeah, sound.
Yeah, I don't want to.
I just put Five Thanks.
But yeah.
Do you mean?
But yeah.
Set design as well.
Yeah.
Like, didn't the shot actually in the studio? Where
Sorry.
got some. So
I don't know.
I don't know if that was actually.
It'll probably be in the trivia on IMDb if you
Yeah.
if you want to look.
Or if you go to like
lines.
locations, like set locations,
Yeah.
it might probably be there. But yeah.
Yeah.
Good stuff. My number one, my favourite film.
I know what it'll be.
I don't know what this might be.
again, was my number 2, but then became my number 1. Here's all I think about my 3 favourite films of this year.
You could surprise me here, but I think...
Here's all I think about it. My 3 favourite films of the year are kind of like all like 3, like these are like a good 3 in terms of what I love about film anyway. Got Roma, which is like pure like expressionist, pure filmmaking. You got Night Comes For Us, where it's just insanely incredible, like fun, action, Asian influence and all that stuff. And then you get my number 1, which is very pulpy, very 70s, very character based. You Were Never Really Here
I knew it was.
is my favourite film of 2018.
Never really hear. Is that?
That's the
Jackie
one we've just been
Phoenix?
talking about, yeah.
Like it, yeah.
Yeah, the one.
The reason why I decided this is because it's like
Squidward Phoenix.
it's because it's like,
I'm surprised.
you know, I love a lot of like the more personal films that come out this year, like, you know, Lady Bird and
Yeah. Character pieces.
I love like the personal bits that come out this year. I love the proper violent, like gruesome things like Suspiria and That Comes For Us. But you know, like you get like the personal stuff from Roma and Lady Bird, the brutal nature of Night Comes For Us and Suspiria, and you kind of mash that all together and you make it into 89 minutes and you get You Were Never Really Here. Joaquin Phoenix is tied with Jake Gyllenhaal as my favourite actor around today. I think it's a film where it's like, the more I think about it, the more I'm like, I love every little bit about it. I love the acting. I think Joaquin gives the best performance of the year. The cinematography. I love the editing. I love the choice to not show the actual violence for the most part.
Oh, yeah, no,
like you see like just before and then after.
Yeah.
What Lynn Ramsey, the director, called post-rage editing. And that was mainly done because she just didn't feel natural, because she'd never shot an action scene, and she just didn't feel right shooting an action scene, so she did it like this, and she wanted to keep the film moving at like a fast pace. I love the score by Johnny Greenwood, the air and the colours, just like it's one of these films where like I get vibes of 70s cinema from it, like Taxi Driver. I get
I see what you mean,
get vibes from like Drive.
Oh,
Of,
Drive,
like,
definitely.
I get vibes from like but it's just like you replace like the synth with this really like cool score, this mellow score.
It had a bit of everything to it, didn't it?
Exactly.
It had like heavy. It really had like
Yeah.
heavy synth. Then it had like for the first song on the soundtrack on Spotify. It had like some sort of like what's the band I'm looking for?
Well, it's Johnny Greenwood who's the lead guitarist in Radiohead. So
Exactly, yeah. Was it?
Yeah.
Like did Mighty Rio Grande?
Like Wham Brothers.
And this would destroy like post rock. Yeah, it's the score's very post rock
Then I
stuff.
think, yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think that's the best way to describe You Were Never Really Here is post rock.
Yeah.
It's the post rock film in the sense of like, this will destroy you, explosion in the sky.
Yeah.
That's the best way to describe this film. There's
Yeah.
so many ways you can look at the film. Is he a bit Norman Batesy? Is it a bit like?
That's what I thought.
Yeah,
You can look
it's
at
a
it
bit
like-
questionable, but how
Is he-
questionable is it?
Is he a bit Wu Jin from Old Boy? Or is he just the driver? Is he Travis Bickle? He's a bit like all of this. It's and the ending. It's just, I don't know. The little girl was great in it as well.
Yeah.
I really liked her in it, and like I love the fact how it was like just a bit under an hour
I
and a
like
half.
the vibes to it.
Yeah, like I just, it's just like I love like all the little bits about it. It's a film that like I was watching and I connected to it, even though I can't relate to it. I can't relate to anything that happens.
Well, right.
But again, it's Joaquin. He's just got like the main reason why I'm hyped for Joker. The main reason why I'm looking forward to that film. But yeah, You Were Never Really Here is a film that I will rewatch again. It's a film that I will keep thinking about, and it's a film that like, even though a lot of people might not be like well into it, it's a film that I am gonna be well into. And the fact that like I felt like Amazon Studios have released more A24 type films
Than A24 have.
is, I've enjoyed A24, but I've discovered like
Yeah.
all the really good films I like have been Amazon Studios. Suspiria, You Were Never Really Here. There was someone else, I think. Was it Beautiful Boy? Amazon,
Yes, it was.
which didn't come out, which came out
Yes.
2019 for us, but still great. Sophie, what's your number one? I know what your number one is.
My number one's Suspiria.
Yeah, I had
You knew
this-
it was.
yeah, I said
this to you. I'm about to say it. I was like, that's gonna be my number. All right, Henry Cavill. He said, I said this to you the Tuesday we came out cinema. I was like, yeah, I think that's gonna be my number one for the year, and it's pretty much.
it's a very you film. This
It is.
in the same way.
Do you want to explain how it's a very me film, and then I'll talk about.
I can't even necessarily explain. It's just like all women. You like witches and stuff. You like all that type of like crafty stuff. It's just you. Like it's like that's the best. Like in the same way You Were Never Really Here as me.
Yeah, I
It's
just
just
love
you.
the visuals. I
Like
love
is
the
it in a similar way?
music.
Is it in a similar way of like how like I look at Joaquin and You Were Never Really Here? I'm like oh, like I'm just
Yeah.
instantly attached. You look at Dakota Johnson,
Yeah.
you're like oh, like just instantly
until
attached.
the swing.
Well, yeah.
But I did with Joaquin, actually.
Lutz Eberdorf.
I did with Joaquin in there. You never really hear
Yeah.
Suspiria. I love the cast. I love the dialogue. I love the music. I love the visuals. I love the end, the change up they did with the ending. That
Yes,
was fun.
it's as I
The
said, it's
makeup was
the
great.
it's the way
It was
to make
creepy.
to remake a film.
I want to watch it again. Like right, we literally walked out and I was like, I want to see it again.
It's the way to remake a film. Like it's the best way. It's exactly the same, but exactly
yeah.
it's exactly the same as well as extremely different to the original.
Yeah, but it just blew my mind.
The Heel Film Awards are going to be completely different to the Academy
And I was
entirely.
I was like just totally like enraptured with it from like when it started. I was like, I just want to keep watching, done and.
We had a similar feeling in the sense like you weren't sure how it's going to begin, but like,
Yeah.
was it that one scene that was on about that like you were just hooked instantly?
No, it was literally from the point where I think she
Hook's a very apt word to describe this film as well.
where she started dancing like the first
Yeah, that's
time.
what I mean. It's like
Where it
that
was like
moment.
before that moment happened. It was like just before that.
Right. Okay.
It was like when she like auditioned. I guess.
No, that's what I mean. It's the audition scene that got me hooked, and then it was like the other scene after, which was the most disturbing thing I've ever
Yeah,
seen.
it was the audition scene. That's what I
The
was.
audition scene, I was like, oh, because of the combination of the editing and the sound design, it's yeah. But yeah. With this film, with Suspiria, the reason why they didn't go higher is because it's like I'm not sure how many times I would rewatch it. Just because it's quite heavy, I find. It's uplifting, but it's also
Yeah.
quite like, oof. But yeah.
Yeah, that's my number one.
Yeah, great stuff.
My
This,
James Wan of the year.
this is what. So let's recap. Your number one.
Bohemian Rhapsody.
My number one. You Were Never Really Here.
So like Queen.
Suspiria.
This is. I feel this is very like accurate in terms of who like.
Who we are as people.
Yeah, like you can look at Bo Rap and be like, yeah, that's a Gary.
That's a Gary film.
Because that made me want to listen to Queen again, like all together. Like all I kept listening to was Queen.
You Were Never Really Here made me get more inspired in terms of like, ooh, filmmaking, and that got me back into the mindset of like scripts, directing, camera,
Scripts.
act-
We don't need scripts.
We don't.
But yeah, great stuff. Tune in within like the next, I don't know, like
Week or so.
week or so to see the nominations for the Heel Film Awards will be announced, as well as a video of Sophie and I doing a bit of a comparison between the two old boy films. We should do that with the two Suspiria films because then we can actually have more of a discussion than like this one was mint, this one was shit.
This one was great. This one was bloody awful.
But yeah, thank you all for watching. Don't bother trying to follow anyone on social media anymore because it's just a mess
It
at
gets
this
too
point.
confusing now.
Gary changes his thing. He's on Twitter, then he's off, then he's off, then he's on, then he's
Step
off.
this time.
And then like Sophie is like, I don't know.
I've got
don't
Twitter.
bother.
I've got Twitter for business purposes, but I
And
don't.
you can follow me. I'm just Oscar Fitchin. I'm not going to
You
change.
can follow me. I post regularly on Instagram.
You can-
I post regularly on Letterboxd.
Just go to the Heel Pictures Twitter, and whatever our Twitters are, it will be linked in the bio for there. So, thank you all for watching. This has easily been the longest Heel cast. And yeah, till next time, guys. We shall see you later. And goodbye.
Bye bye.
So yeah,
Do you want to say some final words to people, Gary?
I love his doll.
Love his doll.
Love his doll.
Do you have anything to say to that special someone?
Where you at?
Where are you at?